All right, y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in. So I thought we'd start. Candace Owens has scheduled her live stream for 6 p.m. So I thought I'd play a little music that I came up with. You guys might like it. It's a little song I call Candy Rot. Yes, I did do the lyrics on it. Somebody that I know told me about an app that you can, if you put the lyrics in and stuff, it can help you create some tracks. So why don't we listen to that real quick as we wait for Candace Owens to start her live stream? I'm really curious as to what she's going to say. I think I pretty much know what she's going to say. I think she's going to spend most of her time defending her actions and her statements towards Turning Point USA, Erica Kirk. It has been a long week, y'all. The preliminary trial was last week. A lot of people spent a lot of time and energy covering it. I spent my days every day watching it. So a lot came out. So it will be interesting to see what she says tonight. So in the meantime, while we're waiting for her to gear up, and you know, like the diva that she is, she won't show up till about 15-20 minutes after her live stream starts. So, and I know that from when I used to watch her. Yes, I used to watch her. So without further ado, let's jump into this little diddly I did.
Bum 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 shoo up shoo up bum 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 shoo up shoo up bum 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 bum. She's live again at 2:30 again. Tinfoil tiara, nothing to do. She's got a map, some string and glue, connecting dots that never were true. Bless her heart, she's got a clue.
Back up, she's got a clue.
Well, maybe two.
Back up.
Ooh, maybe not.
Candy rot.
Candy rot.
Round.
All right, so we've got our first comment of the day. What is the discussion about today? So today we are watching Candace Owens' live stream as she returns from being on vacation, I guess. She claims that she was on vacation in Spain. So we are going to be covering her live stream today. I'm just waiting for her to go live. I think she's scheduled for 6 p.m. Let's run on over here and check it out. Let's check it out. So I had her pulled up. Here we go. So that's Jay Witt. He's pretty cool. So yeah, she's scheduled for 6 p.m. So we are all in waiting mode. And I'm sure the comments are already popping off. Oh, of course, she's already got super chats and everything. Nashville, Tennessee. Is it me or has it been a long 2 weeks? No, it's been a peaceful 2 weeks. I think it went by way too fast is my opinion on it. So I'm going to switch camera angles once we get started. So yes, we are discussing Candace Owens, but mainly we want to hear what she has to say. So a lot of it, I'll just be listening in. If you want to go to and skip my commentary and all of that, definitely run over to her broadcast. We are giving her the watch time hours. Huge shout out to all the people that are working on this Candace Owens things. There's a great number of people who are coming out and saying, wait a minute, you know, none of this makes sense. And people are spending, you know, a great amount of time and their own money to debunk and, you know, go against what Candace Owens is saying because she's spouting out a lot of stuff. So let's finish listening to the song. We're waiting for her to go live, and then we'll pop back in when she goes live. Yup.
Round that wagon road, living rent-free in rabbit holes. Got receipts.
Wait, maybe not.
Candy rot.
Candy rot.
Somebody unplug that Wi-Fi spot.
Shoo, I pull the plug
before she ties another knot.
She found a shadow on the moon.
Doom and gloom.
Swears swears the mailman's a platoon.
She'll crack this case by end of June.
Hang on, I'm still connecting the roof.
She screenshots clouds for evidence.
Oh, the evidence,
Honey, that's called coincidence.
just coincidence.
Candy rot,
Candy rock.
round and round that wagon rolls. Living rent-free in rabbit holes. Got receipts,
Wait,
maybe not. Candy rot,
Candy rock.
somebody unplug that Wi-Fi spot
Shoo up, pull the plug.
before she ties another knot.
We've been down this road
She
before.
closed one hole.
She found for
She
more.
found for more.
Bless her heart, we do adore.
The absolute unhinged encore.
Oh, she's our girl.
Our glorious mess.
Leave more or less.
Can't change the channel, we confess.
She's wearing is like a
wearing
Sunday dress.
Like a Sunday dress.
Now she's gone completely dark.
Shoo up, off the mark.
The Wi-Fi towers ate my spark.
She'll resurface after dark.
With 40 slides and a question mark.
Bless her heart.
Candy rot, candy rot.
Round and round she goes.
Where she stops,
Nobody knows.
got receipts.
She lost the lot.
Somebody unplugged that Wi-Fi spot.
Okay, that's enough of that. All right, so let's head on over to the X platform real quick just to give you an example. Now, apparently, when she was supposed to be on vacation, she spent a lot of time on the X platform. And I mean, I have to agree, people were saying that she was crashing out and she accuses people of being obsessed with her. I don't really understand that statement. But here's her X profile just to give you kind of an idea of how she's handling things. And, if Charlie Kirk was her best friend, I'm not really understanding why she wouldn't have been available for his trial. But we all know that she is actively trying to get Tyler Robinson off. So here's her statement. We are back. Tyler Robinson's preliminary hearing is a good time to remind people that we should believe facts. So I guess she's starting a new hashtag. Ooh, not government stooges. Today we will discuss the evidence and the psychotic influencer campaign against us. Join us. And she keeps showing pictures of her and Charlie Kirk like they were married or something, which is highly disturbing to me because, you're not the wife of, I mean, what is this? What is this? You act like you're a couple. They are now all backtracking and saying, we meant the video shows him in the prone position. There was no shot. What are you talking about? These dummies didn't realize that both videos 12.4 original compilation and 12.1 enhanced compilation were already debated, explained, and shown on day 2 of the trial. What are you saying? It really is a study. It really is a study, is how dishonest influencers are willing to be for money. Yeah, and you're the prime one. I don't even want to listen to him. Hard fought and won. Oh, look, Baron Coleman. He's up there, I guess, in the stats. He's number 24 in, what is this? Spotify. Okay, good for you. Oh, the evidence is overwhelming. Wear a mask, save lives, whatever. I don't even know what any of this means, right? So this is the one I kind of wanted to get to where she says it's bizarre, the level of obsession that people have with her. Well, I don't think that people have obsession with you. It's the other way around. It's your disgusting obsession with Erica Kirk. It's literally overwhelming. I'm overwhelmed that Candace Owens has been right about everything. Right about what, girl? I hope they got it out of their system, to be honest. See you guys on Monday. Like, you need to get this out of your system. You were not in any kind of relationship with this man. So they lied when they said Tyler Robinson confessed multiple times. They said he confessed to the cop, blah, 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 yada, 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 yada. And then look at this one, y'all. This one's really kind of just out there. So she says, they say once you go black, you never go back. I thought you were trying to keep your race out of everything. And I'm not even going to say race, your ethnicity, your culture, whatever, right? but this is a little too much. No, your obsession with Erica Kirk. You know what's too much? Let's take a look at her YouTube channel and look at the level of obsession this woman has with Erica Kirk. I mean, it's mind-boggling to me. So, I mean, she did an emergency live. Look, Erica Kirk. She hasn't done an episode where she doesn't drop Erica Kirk's name. And let's remember this bride of Charlie that she did, or whatever she called it. I mean, she's unhinged completely. So, and these comments, 85-year-old veteran in Florida named Bert Coffin stumbles to work every day delivering food for Uber Eats to pay his wife's medical bill. What? Google his name. He has a fundraiser. Please help. Yeah, if he's not attached to a good conspiracy theory, I don't think she's going to be interested in helping anyone. So, Mr. 70-year-old man, I'm sorry. I think you're just stuck in the weeds there. Unless you can claim that you have salacious information, false narratives, she's not gonna do anything for you. And then did y'all see Mitch Snow is talking about, oh, we're gonna have to access those funds for the GoFundMe. So I don't know what's going on with that either, but I don't know. This lady's nuts. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see what everybody else. Let me see what's popped up on my timeline lately. We'll refresh here. So, somebody's doing these sketches that are hilarious. I think I saved it. But I saved some bookmarks. Let's go to the bookmarks. We'll go to those. So y'all, I'm uncuffed raw today. Barely put any war paint on. I was like, it's gonna be all I can do to get through what she's gonna say. And I had a feeling that she'd go live a little bit later, that she wants to make sure she's in that prime time sweet spot. So everybody's tuning in. She knows we're tuning in too. We are definitely tuning in. The egregious, gross things that she's been saying, but they have been tearing her up in her own comment section. In fact, let's go take a look real quick. So she talks about we're back. Let's go look at this post because I know they are. She can't really delete. I don't think she has the power to delete comments. I don't know how it works on X, but if you guys can see, oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. So if you guys can see up here, let's just go to the comment section, right? Here's a couple of pictures from the wedding you weren't invited to because Charlie Kirk didn't like you as a person anymore. This is from Legalized Freedom. Mrs. Erica Kirk was Charlie's true love, best friend, and is doing a wonderful job of fighting for justice for Charlie. Yeah, so she ain't got time for you, Candace. That's what makes her so unhinged, I believe. So Jules L says, are you ever going to finally let this man's soul rest? Or are you just going to continue to feed off his murder for your own selfish entertainment and monetary benefit for perpetuity? Bless your heart says, do you have any recent pictures with your bestie? Any? And they've been dropping bombshells after bombshells about, them not even wanting her involved in certain projects, that Charlie wouldn't even talk to her anymore, that she was handed off to Andrew Colvett. And you can't blame him. You can't blame him. I think it was either Raven Grace or Britta No Soup for Knowles that said I think it was Raven Grace though, that said it must have been really uncomfortable for you when Charlie started dating Erica Kirk and then they went to Hawaii. So, I don't know. So then another person writes, Ms. D, awkward when one of your biggest supporter no longer considers you one of the truth tellers. So, wow. Oh, wow. Elizabeth Lane did not put Candace Owens' name in here. Ooh. Well, we all know that Candace Owens didn't like it when Elizabeth Lane said that Charlie Kirk came to her in a dream. Nobody's allowed to have dreams about Charlie except for her. So we're still waiting for her to go live. Somebody says they can feel the energy, the excitement for what we know is to come. Equally, I feel a bit of doom for the same reason. You should feel doom. Y'all are nothing but doom and gloom people. Sorry about the dog, y'all. Rusty took Rosie to the park, so I'm just waiting. We are waiting. I just recently dropped a video on my YouTube channel about Bonnie Blue. If y'all don't know who Bonnie Blue is, I hope that you never find out who she is. Y'all go check that video out. My husband said he couldn't even get through it because it was so bad. He was like, I can't believe somebody would do something like that. I know. And I was like, I don't want to really talk about it either, but I really don't have much of a choice. Oh gosh, y'all have comments. I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm behind. Candace Gobbles Owens. Yep. At least she is calling it the preliminary hearing instead of calling it the trial. Her and Ian Karen are lie bombing us. I couldn't agree with you more, Megan. Elizabeth Lane is, yeah. I made a song about her too. Elizabeth Lane. Sorry about y'all. Forgive me for being so behind on these comments. So they're running my mouth. So yeah, I'm really, y'all put down in the comments, what do you think that she's gonna say when she comes back? So she's adamant that Tyler Robinson did not do this. She's wanting to get him off for whatever reason. I don't understand it, but here's all the comments flying off. Yes, my love. Look underneath the keyboard. What are these people talking about? There's that 85-year-old veteran story. Battle bun ready. She don't even have enough hair to get a battle bun. What you talking about, Willis? What are you actually talking about? So these are the comments. Hitting the like button. Candace at 4,000 likes. I'm with Erica Kirk and TPUSA. Please, Candace, get the demon out of you. Thank you for saying that. How many trolls are in the chat? We're not trolls, we're military grade bots. Get that right. Y'all, I'm on the comments now. I'm on the comments. Battle bun. I know, right? She ain't got no battle bun. What's she talking about? Battle bun. Look at these. Look. And she's gonna start getting super chats like in the hundreds of dollars. What is all that? Yeah. Look up channel We Are Not Going to Mars for Truth. What are these people talking? For us who listen to Charlie and know what he believed in, you have been the single voice that has spoken for Charlie and for what Charlie believed. That makes me want to throw up right there. See, and this is what I'm talking about, y'all. There is no way her audience on YouTube, I believe, is way separate. They are cosplaying as people who are credible. They are. I agree with you. I agree with you. And I think they want to be noticed by her. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when a bigger content creator notices me or plays something of mine, I'm a little starstruck. But man, I have no problem calling somebody out either. I don't care how big you are, you know. And then I always do try on back channels first, except for the Kent-hearted. They're nuts. Look at this. Let's go, Max. Fear the Prego. Ugh. Honey, I've missed you. Where have you been anyway? I'm glad you're back. So it was I want to say it was Joe Pags that was talking about that parasocial relationship that content creators form with their viewers and stuff. Like you can feel like you know someone even, you know, just by watching their stuff or whatever. Canad and Chick, except for the Cantarted. I'm loving these comments. Y'all are awesome. So yeah, she's you know, Prego rage back. See, and they're endorsing this type of behavior. It's disgusting. Seems like many of us here from Europe. Where's her United States base at? That's what I'd like to know. Erica sat somewhere. Why don't they leave that woman alone? Candace, it's my grandpa's 78th birthday. Will you shout him out? No, she won't shout him out because she won't get this message if she even gets it until tomorrow. I'm super close to him like you were with your grandfather. We both love Kanye West, and he said your presence is his present. What? Tuning in from Germany vacation. Oh, man. Oh, here's that same. They must be spamming her with the 85-year-old veteran in Florida. She's not gonna like that, y'all. And y'all, I got all my accoutrements ready for this. I got all my. Yeah, Joe Pags is awesome. I did a video with him when he was talking about when she did the she talked about naming a street after they assassinate you. They always name a street after you. Like she went way off the reservation with that one. Like her cheese slid all the way off her cracker. If you follow my meaning, like it was tough. And I want to thank you for lighting up the comment section. It helps me feel like I'm not here alone. But let me pull this video up real quick. I don't think it was a very long one, but she was definitely nuts. Hold on, shit, this is my YouTube channel. Got a lot of junk on here. So that's my YouTube channel. Boom. Obviously, because I mean, if you're here, it's been one of those days. It's been one of those days. So Joe Pags, like he doesn't really comment on her a whole lot, but when she definitely goes off the reservation, he definitely went all in on her today. This is back when I was branded as West Virginia Wire. Returning, you know what to do. Get the biz out the way and smash that like, hit that share, and make sure your notifications are set to all so that you never miss a live stream or upload. Okay, guys. So today we're going to be talking about Brett Cooper. I am actually going to be reacting to some statements she's made on the X platform, as well as one of her videos where she covered something about her friends. But before we do that, I wanted to visit some of Candace Owens' latest statements. And I think it's important to watch this simply for Thank you so much. It's always nice to hear how people came across the channel. I do get a lot of traffic from the X platform, formerly known as Twitter. And I would be interested to know how many people that are on YouTube are actually on the X platform, because I think that's one of the things that Candace counts on, because I don't think a lot of her audience are on the X platform, so they don't see the discourse going on with the stuff that she's putting out. It's really crazy and disturbing more than anything. So while we're waiting on her, I'll go ahead and play this. This was since you brought up, since we were talking about Joe Pags, I really like the fact of what we're going to be covering as far as being someone and Megyn Kelly children. I think the worst thing that we supposed to be
website is this time
hear from her own mouth what she's saying.
You've got to see what she says this time, because even those of you giving me a hard time for questioning Candace Owens are going to have to scratch your head and go, what the hell is she talking about? This video dropped last night on her website and was sent to me via X by somebody who subscribes to her website. Keep in mind, I've been going after Candace Owens not on her and her character and personality, but on the fact.
I don't blame you. Most people that are on YouTube, I wasn't a fan of the X platform either, but I made such strong networks. But it's been like almost 3 years. The X platform now, it's changed since I first got on there, and I kept saying I wasn't going to go on there.
Facts that she's been putting out there that aren't really facts, and on the things that she's been saying that I've called her out on. She's gotten many things wrong, like where the meeting was in the Hamptons and what the intent was in that group chat, and also the letter that Charlie Kirk sent to Netanyahu, the contents of that. She's gotten a lot of it wrong. She didn't seem to understand UTC when it comes to time, about planes and drones and so on. But this one was on her website last night. Somebody who subscribes to her website went there, saw this.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to show you how she's crashing out. And she was supposed to be in Spain on vacation, and she was totally crashing out.
And then put it up on X and said, here, you can use this if you want. This is Candace Owens herself, unedited. This is her talking about who she says killed Charlie Kirk. And the allegation is very direct. I mean, I hear it for what she says. You tell me if I'm getting it wrong.
Next week, I just had to, the 27th. We'll be back on Monday. Full steam ahead. I needed to just take a breather and really process.
Let me just say, there are a lot of people questioning, she said out of her own mouth, she started thanking people for the big donations that she was getting just 4 days after Charlie Kirk's death. So it aired on the 15th, which she reads, unless she does like an emergency live stream, she reads her comments from the day before, which means, and she said, thank you for the big donations. We're going to need them. She was thanking them for the big donations that she was going to get for this investigation just 4 days after the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Then she even said with her own mouth that she knew something was coming. She took her kids out of school. They went away. And then after Charlie's death, she had to go be by herself, which there's pictures of her fishing or whatever in a boat. But I mean, and then she goes all in on Erica Kirk and stuff. So in my humble opinion, I'll just go ahead and say it, that I don't think that she ever took a breather.
See that.
It doesn't seem like she took a breather. What do you guys think? I don't know. Let's continue on.
In terms of where we are, and I think it is a circumstance where we just know. We just know that he was truly betrayed. in one of the most
Oh, I know
egregious
which one you're
ways
talking
that I
about.
think I've ever seen. It has made me lose faith in politics.
I know which one you're talking about. I know which interview you're talking about. That was the one. What was that interviewer's name? She does. And here's the thing too, you know, she says it like it's a hip thing to have her priest, and it's pretty bad if her own priest is telling her to chill out and he doesn't even watch her content. So he's already telling her based on what he knows about her that she needs to chill out, and she thinks that's funny and cool. There's nothing funny and cool about that to me. That's crazy. Sorry about the dog, y'all. The stupid dog. Hold on, let me see if I can get him to shut
Politics
up.
has made me fully lose faith in Trump. And my heart aches for the fact that he gave so much of his life to Trump and to politics. And they just were like, nope, that is it. It serves us or it doesn't serve us, and we want to move on. And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them?
What?
Why is that a
Okay.
thing? You know what I mean?
Let's stop right there. As if that's how much she thinks of herself. She's insane. The CNN, it was hilarious. The woman that she didn't, well, she hadn't even read the indictment or anything. That was hilarious. I have to agree with you on that one. She wants to go max. What does that even mean? And did you see the one about the packages? What is she talking about these packages? Alex Jones did it. He and James O'Keefe switched these packages that if something were to ever happen to them, that certain people should be contacted. It's completely nuts, if you ask me. These comments are taking me off. Yeah, she said she went max. That girl ain't doing nothing. She ain't gonna do. Did you hear what she just said? If they try to give me, she stopped. What's this with them trying to give people holidays?
What?
Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? Like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard? Anyways, let me knock it off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a boulevard. They already did.
What?
They did.
What?
Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they... Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill us and we want to move on?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
And so here's a holiday. Bro, if they try to give me a holiday, what is with them giving people a holiday after they kill them?
What?
Why is that a thing? You know what I mean? Like, oh, Martin Luther King, what about this holiday? What about this boulevard?
What?
Anyways, let me knock it off. Like, they're going to give Charlie Kirk a
Bro,
boulevard.
what are you
They already
talking
did.
about, man?
They did in Israel. They gave him freaking boulevard. It's like, as soon as they give you a boulevard and a holiday, they definitely killed you. Okay, there's no
Stop
way.
it.
They killed you. There's no
Get
way.
some
That's like their
help.
signature thing. It's like that's what they do. It's the Fed signature. It's how they sign off after they murder you. They're like holiday and a boulevard. And it's never on a nice side of town either. Like Charlie Kirk Boulevard is not gonna be a nice side of town. Anyways, I will be back.
Y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know who this commenter is. Reasonable. I'm trying to catch up on these comments. No, your ass is blocked. Kai, what? I am Israel. Chai, Jewish noise. What? Go Max thing is something Candace stole from Charlie. You know what? Yes, and she tries to make it seem like all of that stuff is her idea. And she even said that about the Sabbath. You know, I read his book, Stop in the Name of God, Why Honoring the Sabbath Will Transform Your Life. And she tries to take credit for everything. She's insane. When Charlie, Erica, Megan, and Tucker were at an event last summer, Charlie said Max backstage to Meg and Tucker, that reasonable person seems highly unreasonable. I agree. I don't know what that, yeah, they, and their handles always give them away. That's not true, and you are making a mockery out of Christianity. How am I doing that? Can you be specific? How am I mocking Christianity? We can't have that discussion. I don't mind. See, as a fellow Jew, you know that we do not worship God, we worship Satan. Stop it. Man, this is so laughable. Anyway, let's continue on to this.
Yeah. You guys, thank you guys for all the support.
I'm just not sure about that right
These
now.
last really kind of 6 weeks since Charlie died.
You tell me what I'm missing. Talks about how Trump moved on, gave him a holiday, and that's what they do. They give you a holiday when they kill you. Did she not just suggest that Trump is
Hey, Tracy.
somehow the guy who killed Charlie Kirk? And then she talks about Charlie Kirk Boulevard or a street in Israel, because that's what they do. They give you a street after they kill you. Did she, listen, you tell me if I'm missing some sort of innuendo here or nuance here. Did Candace Owens not just say that Donald Trump and Israel somehow killed Charlie Kirk? Is that what she just said? In the beginning, she doesn't seem to know what date she's coming back. Keep in mind, she's got all this incredible information, and she's going to tell us the real story about Charlie Kirk's death.
And she also said if they tried to give me what's this with holidays? Like, why would they give you a holiday?
This is more than unhinged. This isn't just somebody.
I'm glad that Mr. Pag said this is more than unhinged, because I gotta say, Mr. Miss Reasonable, with the statements that you're making, they're very general and broad statement. And how do you know that 84% of Israel is like that? That's just, I don't even know what that is. I'm a MAGA loser, MAGA loser. Ooh, that sounds catchy. All right, y'all. So that was it for that one. Let's go back over here to Candace, see what her comments are lighting off here. Ooh, get my camera angle right. So we got, look, this is what she wants. And watch, she will, oh damn, she will wait. She will wait. She's supposed to go. In fact, she's supposed to be live now at 6 p.m., right? Yep. Oh, at 6:15. Okay, so she'll start at 6:15, but she won't start at 6:15, y'all. I can guarantee you that. She'll wait until, let's look and see how much she's got in super chats just as it is. So she's got a lot. Look at that. These are all super chats, y'all. Not $10, $7, $8. I think the yellow ones are higher. $10. Yeah, they're rewarding her. It's the salaciousness. I truly believe that. It's crazy. So she's supposed to start in like 6 minutes. 6 minutes. So let's go over to X, and I'm going to give you guys an idea of just how she is crashing out. So remember, her vacation was a couple weeks ago, and she was supposed to be in Spain and all of that. So, oh wait, I was supposed to go to her profile. Let's go here. So, let's go way down, because she started like through the whole trial. She was crazy. She was posting every single hour, sometimes multiple times an hour. Wake up fighters. Like, what is this? Science has no place in a discussion about men made of steel and grieving widows. What? What does that even mean? What are you talking about, Candace? So this is the one, look, this is the one I got to say that really just kind of, I didn't like it at all. So I made a comment about it. So she prays to the Archangel Michael. And my whole thing is, yo, Candace Owens, and Cancer Owens looks like a goat. Thank you for this beautiful thing, because those of you that know the story of Moses, and so I posted, you probably don't know this, Miss Candace Owens, is the Archangel Michael disputed with Satan over the body of Moses. Why do you think that is? Why do you think Satan wanted the body of Moses? I can tell you why, but I'm going to let the comment section tell you why. Do you know what happened in the middle of that dispute? Do you know where the body of Moses is buried? Well, I'm going to help you out on that one. No one knows. No one knows where the body of Moses is buried. You know why? Abba reached down his hand and scooped up the body of Moses and buried him where? No one knows. What does that speak to you? He wasn't going to allow the body of Moses to be martyred and used by Satan in order to get homage and praise, which is exactly what he would have done, which is why the Archangel of Michael went down to dispute with Moses. He wasn't going to let Satan have the body of Moses either. So you will only find yourself in dispute with the Archangel Michael. You can't possibly believe that he would be in agreement. So, that's just how I feel about that. Let's see. Let me catch up on these comments, y'all. Y'all are going so fast. So it's definitely unhinged. I agree. Definitely. You can't even spell stop embarrassing yourself. I have stopped by. You have stopped by. I remember you, Tracy. I remember you. I do remember you. Tracy is nice. I like Tracy. She come and hang out with. I think I saw you in. You came on when Ryan Morrow was on with me. I think people who give money to Candace are weird. I couldn't agree more. Elizabeth Lane. She blocked me on X. She should. Candace may seem unafraid of man and earthly consequences, but she will have to answer to God for what she has done. When the time comes, she will. And where's the humility? You know, I keep saying, where's the humility with all of it? I gotta fix my camera. I keep forgetting the Mars Studio. Oh, well, I don't care. So, y'all, I'm trying here. So anyway, dang, how many more minutes have we got? We have, what time is it? 1 minute and 32 seconds. And like I said, I very seriously doubt she's gonna start right on time. She normally doesn't. Let's listen to our little Candy Rot song again. You want to listen to that? We'll listen to that. I wrote this song, y'all, and AI helped me put it together musically, instrumentally. I was thinking at first I was going to do like a hillbilly like song to it, and then I thought, you know what? I want something more like a doo-wop beat. Let me see if I can get it to go back. Go back. Here we go. Maybe. Ooh. Boom.
Bum bum shoo up, shoo up. Bum
Huh?
bum 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 shoo up, shoo up. Bum 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 bum. She's love again at 2:30. Again. Tinfoil tiara, nothing to do. She's got a map, some string and glue.
Let me just tell y'all, Candy Rot is a winner. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Let me let it play and quit interrupting it.
Connecting dots that never were true. Bless her heart, she's got a clue.
Back up, she's got a clue.
Well, maybe two.
Back up.
Ooh, maybe not.
Candy Rot. Round and round that wagon rolls. Living rent free in rabbit holes. Got receipts.
Wait, maybe not.
Candy Rot.
Somebody
unplug that Wi-Fi spot.
I like that.
shoo up, pull the plug.
Before she ties another knot.
She found a shadow on the moon.
Doo-wop, doom and gloom.
Swears the mailman's a platoon.
She'll crack this case by end of June.
Hang on, I'm still connecting the roof.
She screenshots clouds for evidence.
Oh, the evidence,
Honey, that's called coincidence.
just coincidence.
Candy Rot. Round and round that wagon rolls. Living rent free in rabbit holes. Got receipts.
Wait, maybe not.
Candy Rot. Somebody unplug that Wi-Fi spot.
Shoo up, pull the plug.
Before she ties another knot.
We've been down this road
I swear y'all are going to be singing this.
before.
Close one hole.
She found for more. Bless her heart, we do adore thee.
Yeah, I've seen Fax Me content. Lady Luck, she's really cool. And I like the way that everyone's kind of doing their part to uncover, because Candace Owens is putting so much out there.
Absolute unhinged encore.
Oh, she's our girl.
Our glorious mess.
Be of more or less.
Can't change the channel, we confess.
She's wearing us like a Sunday dress.
Thank you.
Now she's gone completely dark.
You should share it with them.
The Wi-Fi towers ate my spark.
She'll resurface after dark.
With 40 slides and
I
a
agree.
question mark.
Bless her heart. Round and round and round she goes.
Where she stops,
Nobody knows.
got receipts.
She lost a lot.
Somebody unplug that Wi-Fi spot.
Shoo-up, shoo-up.
She's back online.
Y'all are too gracious. Y'all are too gracious. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's gonna be stuck in your head. My 9-year-old and I were singing it. We couldn't get it out of our heads. Okay, what I tell y'all? Look, she's 2 minutes and hold up. She said 6:15. Oh, now it's changed to 6:20. So at first it was 6 p.m. Hold on. At first, it was 6 p.m. And y'all, what has happened to the French plot against her life? She hasn't really spoken on that. And if you've ever noticed, she twisted Andrew. Thank you. She twisted Andrew Colvit's words when he called her. And, if you guys didn't catch Jeremy Boring with Paramount Tactical and all of that on there, you guys should definitely go check that out because a lot of information was uncovered in that live stream that I think will shock you in Candace's past, people that had paid her before and all of that. I forgot where I was going with the other bit of it. But anyway, so, she's. Oh, let's see what some of these comments are saying. Welcome back, beautiful lady. I hope you are doing well. Well, she's making sure she's getting all y'all's money. $20. Candace is the new Chuck Norris. Did y'all see? Candace is the new Chuck Norris. That's an insult to Chuck Norris. May I just say. Oh, yeah. Surprised the French didn't try and get her. That's what somebody else said. They said she was literally right next door to France. Why would she go there being pregnant and with her children? She does. And, you saw, I don't know if y'all saw on X. Let me go see if I can find it. So a lot of people were, the way they were chanting Erica Kirk's name and all of that. For the summit that she went to, and she's never backed down. This is it right here. Britta posted it, but look at all the people in the room. Like when you watch this.
So you have the internet coming after you. You have them slandering your name. You have them saying all this trash about you. And what do? You wake up that next morning. You put on the armor of God and you keep going. That's what you do.
Look at all those people, y'all. Look at all those people. So for those of you that don't know where the full armor of God is located in the Christian Holy Bible, you can find that in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6. The meat and potatoes of it start around verse 18, but I highly recommend reading the whole of it because it gives you a lot of instructional information as to what's required in order to keep the full body of armor on, as well as, how we can embody and embrace our spiritual gifts. But there's one key thing that we have to do, and that's we must fully embrace and embody 1 Corinthians chapter 13, which is the definition of true love. So
and not only that, you don't just do it for yourself. You do it for your future. You do it for your kids, and you do it for your family because people are watching you. And
what is a vitiligo, Megan? I've never heard of that. So Megan said it's obvious that Candace was never scared because she wasn't actually in danger like she claimed to be. Exactly. But she wants to be that martyr. She just wants to be. Do you have vitiligo? I don't. What is that? Put it in the comment section. I'll go check it out. Go check it out. So that's what Erica Kirk had to say. And, y'all saw the crowd. Let me mute this out real quick. Y'all saw the crowd. Look at that crowd. Look at this. Look at that. And the room was like so deep back. It was pretty. It was great. It was great. We do not want you to be uninformed, brothers, about those who have fallen asleep, so that you do not grieve in the same way as the others who have no hope. Yeah, that's pretty good. She is a jelly monster. She's so jealous. Okay. Vitiligo is where you have light spots with less pigmentation on your skin. No, actually, that's scarring. It's scarring from, I had like a form of leprosy actually, and I was healed from it. It was due to some medications that I had taken, and it was so bad. I felt like such a freak. I did not want to go out in public or any of that. The doctor did say that it might, he didn't think it was so far down to where the pigmentation was gone, but I think he was wrong about that because I've got him, the scarring. So it's basically scarring, but I'm completely healed now. Thank you. Yeah, it was devastating. It was so devastating. But we got through it, and it wasn't due to mold. That's what when Candace Owens was talking about, when she had that apartment she couldn't afford, and she was talking about she had a mold issue and this and that and the other. And we had just come out of, we lived in Huntington, we live in West Virginia, and I'm originally from Texas, and my husband's originally from North Carolina. His job brought us to here. But anyway, I forgot where I was going with this. I lose my train of thought the mold thing. So we lived in a house for a year that had mold. I mean, and this landlord was a slumlord, but we continued to pay our rent. We continued to do all of that. So and apparently she had to pay back a lot of money too. So it was crazy. This thing is so slow. So, I mean, look, she's usually like 30 minutes late. Here we go. Come on, Candace. And she won't even apologize to her viewers when she comes back either. She'll be like, "Oh, happy Monday. I had such a great vacation with all the money that you sent me for my security." But in the fine print, it definitely says that I don't have to spend all that money on my security. So, yeah, there's that. There is that. Keep shows me I got new comments, but I'm not seeing this. Candace hasn't gotten over being rejected by Charlie. No, and I think that's why she turned on Trump too. I really believe that she thought that she was going to be the press secretary for the Trump administration. So yeah, she's dead. Just like Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're all butt hurt. All butt hurt. I mean, she's letting the money roll in. And once she starts talking, those super chats are going to just even more increase. I know Gary. I wonder if Gary with Paramount Tactical went live at 5 p.m. I was like, dude, I hope you got some stuff to talk about, which he does. He's got a great show. But I want to see what he's saying right now. I wonder if he says anything about her being late. And I love his thumbnail, y'all. Check his thumbnail out. Check this out. Check this out. So, yeah, they are amazing. I didn't know they were going live today. If I would have known, I would have just joined their show and watched them. But let's see what he's saying.
Put in what your screen name is here. Ivory Luna, thank you very much. We appreciate you. I sent you an email. Thanks for all you do. We'll check that out. Thank you, Barb. It is true. Kenneth's lawyer, D. Harowitz, Jew, sued the court and 3 judges personally a year ago. His case was dismissed, but it caused the court to move.
Yeah, he's always got great guests on. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. And Jen, the producer, she produces for him. And SK has been going on there. There's a lot of great people that go on there that I think are really cool. I bet he's sitting there going, dang, I wish I would have waited. I knew she wasn't going to go live like around 4:30 or 5 because she's just now coming back. Tracy, that's probably one of the most delusional things she did to actually think Trump would pick her for anything. I know, right? I didn't know she asked Trump to pick her for VP. And that sounds like something crazy that she would say. That definitely sounds like something crazy she would say.
That didn't happen. I've actually never seen that happen in combat either. Definitely not with 7.62. Things get a little wild and crazy. Start throwing 50 cal downrange. But it's not 50 cal. Why do you think there are no lawsuits yet? They can't wait until the trial is over. That is probably 2 years from now. I've talked about this. There is one lawsuit, at least Brian Harpole. We know.
So before he says anything about that, I do want to address the lawsuits that she's in. It is my prediction that if she does get sued by Erica Kirk and Turning Point USA, which I think they absolutely should sue her. And as Christian, we don't really believe in suing each other. But at some point, what do you do? So I think they're going to wait until the trial's over and then hit her with the lawsuits. Because remember, she's under the Macron lawsuit, which I think they have a really good chance of winning. And then if you listen to Nick, what's his last name? I'll get his channel up here too. He's an attorney that has been doing a lot of content on it. Stephen Lancaster dug that clip up. Ooh, okay, I have to check it out. Candace can't even honor her time. I know, like we're talking 30 minutes here. She is a liar. She is. She is definitely a liar. So I believe that they will wait until after because I feel like Nicholas Brooks. Thank you, Megan. I want to get him on here. I've been wanting to do some reactions, and have you noticed he's really upped his game on his content? Like he's got his intro done. It looks really good. He got himself a nice microphone. His sound is really good. I love to see people grow like that. And his content is amazing. Like if I want to know what's going on with the Candace Owens, all of that stuff. Look at this. Y'all, this is so disrespectful. Like for real, she's so like disrespect because she's playing with us. She knows that we're doing live streams on her stuff. I don't know. I might do something petty like that.
Look,
myself.
most of what was being said, there is a 1 year statute of limitations.
He is awesome. Nicholas
Most of
Brooks.
what has been said about TPUSA and Erica specifically started around December, January. It got really bad around January. So they basically have till January.
Hold on. Are you talking about this video? I'm going to pull it up real quick because I just watched the only one. He had a live stream that was about an hour and I didn't have time to watch all of it. But it was the video before his what? Why can't I find him? I know I'm subscribed to him. There he is. Yeah. So I was in process of watching Candace Owens as a false witness. But if you guys don't know who this gentleman is, this is Nicholas J. Brooks, Esquire. He is an attorney and he does more stuff than just Candace Owens, but I really do like his stuff. And I thought he did videos. Maybe he just let me go over to his live section. Maybe he did. So the every judge recused, is that the one you're talking about? The video Nicholas Brooks live stream about her being a false witness. Yes, this is it right here. Is Candace Owens a false witness? Yep. This is it right here. Yep. I need to finish watching it. I knew on September 22nd that Erica would be her target. Yep. His content is good. His content's really good. Y'all, I got some clips that I've really been in prayer about it because what gets me is the way that she watches his murder and his assassination over and over again in various ways. It's like she likes to imagine up ways that he was killed. And, you know, it was hard for me. I did a 7-minute and 17, it's up on my channel where it was just a small portion of the way that she watches it and bites her lip while she's watching it. See, I could hear animosity and vitriol in the yes, and when she went to making fun of Erica's last name, and did you hear the part where she said they broke Erica? Like she was in league with Charlie to, you know, get them together. Let's see what Gary's saying.
Be semi-broad at the beginning and narrow down to specifics. Absolutely. Colton
She does hate him.
knows.
Who's Colton?
Many owe Tree of Logic an apology. He called out Cantifa from day one, warning all the conservatives she was 100% right.
Hey, girl.
I've never called or said anything bad about Tree.
What is up, girl? What is up? So look, y'all, y'all want some in-depth stuff? And if you're not on the X platform, don't worry about it. We'll figure out a way. But Raven Grace, if there was any an incentive to get on X platform, it would definitely be her because she does these great articles and they're called Coffee Thoughts. I absolutely love them. So, you know, she does the Baron stuff. Oh, she did do the wine thoughts. I haven't read this one yet. Wine thoughts. Yes, I skipped coffee thoughts, so we will do a glass of wine thoughts. I've done a lot of research today and have videos and stories coming. I just have to put it all together. The time frame from 2015 to 2017 with Candace. So any of y'all that have information with that, y'all let us know. So are we going to get angry Candace or nasty Candace? I don't know which one we're going to get. I think we're going to get defensive Candace. They've been attacking me. I couldn't even enjoy my vacation. You think she's going to pull the John Mappin crap? She might. She might. So the one thing that really did get my attention today is Candace and Milo. They have known each other a long time. I heard, well, you probably already know this, but I heard that, yes, the victim card. I heard that Milo and George were close, kind of like Andrew Tate and George. I've always wondered how Raheem said he knew Candace in 2015, but there's another guy that said he had known Candace from 2016 and he worked for TPUSA. I have to find the interview again. If I can help in any way, I will. Y'all, it's important. This stuff is important because, we're catching her in her lies and holding her accountable for the garbage that she's spewing. All this timeline coming together is supporting my thoughts that Candace was stalking the conservatives and TPUSA way before she met them. I believe you're right in that. I believe she's that diabolical. Remember, she met with Farage in February 2017 at a TPUSA event 8 months before Charlie met her. She, I think, had found her next con job. And it is funny how I always wondered about that. I think Candace is going to try something crazy when she gives birth, like fake her death. I've been wondering about that too. Like a lot of people are saying that she could definitely be capable of doing something like that. It's sickening. So here we are at 6:33. She was scheduled to go live at 6 p.m. and she's still not live yet, y'all. Which is fine because that gave us time to read Raven Grace's coffee thoughts, and sometimes it turns into wine thoughts, which is fine with me too. So here's the part where she talks about the mold. So she turned too conservative in June 2016. Yes, she was evicted from her apartment in January 2017 and was staying with a friend. I want to know who that friend was. She said she hadn't worked in a year. She quit her finance job. I didn't even know she had a finance job. Girl, where are you getting this information? I guess we know now why she wasn't paying rent for 6 months and it wasn't mold. Raven, can you confirm in that interview with Jeremy Boring, that gentleman Mark said that she had just gotten hired by TPUSA and was making $1,600 a month. He asked her what she would need in addition to that to be able to, do what she's doing. He thought she was great. He didn't want anything in return. She said $1,000. He said, okay, I'll give you $2,000. So I don't know if you know, let me know. Can you still? Look, y'all, I'm still trying to figure out how somebody could have that many afflictions from mold. We had mold and we did not we got sick, but nothing like this. So Charlie knew Milo in 2016, and right about this time is when Milo went down and he blamed Charlie for it. Yep. He said Charlie made up rumors that he was having with kids on campus and selling drugs, which I believe that he was. It's all coming together, but it's in its infancy stage. I'm going to watch The Evil Queen Bee tonight and recap. That's all I got for today. So you can watch it with us, Raven, and we'll look forward to your coffee thoughts. So here's the timeline, y'all. Be sure to go check her out. And, she is allowing me to, react to her stuff here on YouTube. So, yeah, we're going to make sure we stay on top of that. And then now that I see you right there, hold on. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Where'd she go? There she is. There she is. I'm going to check her out. Boom. All right. Let's see where she's at. Let's see what Gary's saying. We'll go back to Gary for a second. He's probably getting frustrated. I would be if I were him. Hey, what happened? Oh,
I can put
And ladies, can I just say that if your husband is striking poses,
is she already on? What's he watching? Hold on, she ain't on yet. Oh, maybe she is. Oh, look, y'all. She's on.
with some aunts and uncles that don't annoy me to be there, but influencers, I don't think so. It's giving, I'm finally going to wear black, but I'm going to invite the glittery pantsuit. You know what I mean? It still feels like a show. And you guys, I have to tell you, I'm getting old. I really am. And one thing that I have learned in my ripe old age is that the truth never requires a marketing campaign. There's just never a budget line item for truth. Of course, the single craziest piece of news over the last week, and plausibly since the day that Charlie Kirk was assassinated, is that Ben Shapiro, who just makes everyone's skin crawl in a unique way, has offered up an unusual confession that as Charlie Kirk, his enemy, lay dying and bleeding in the backseat of the car en route to the hospital, an approximate 7-minute ride, someone in Charlie's car was providing Ben's security with updates over the phone while Charlie was in the car. That's massive. I got to say, for those of us who believe that there is mounting evidence that Israel put a hit on Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro
Here we
receiving
go.
updates
Raven,
while Charlie
did you
was
get
dying
that?
is not going
Israel
to go
did
a
it.
long way in terms of clearing up any conspiracies. So welcome back to Candace.
Yo, I mean, I gotta say, so Israel's already in the mix. So let's explain. She is a liar. Let's explain what Andrew Colvett or Jeremy Boring and all them said was that everyone was contacted. She was still under contract with
Too
TPUSA.
much to unpack this week. But you know what? Let's begin with a basic definition, class. What does it mean to be overwhelmed? Like, actually, let's just start with the root word, whelm. The verb to whelm. Let's just pull a definition of that.
You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. So, y'all, she is giving her viewers a vocabulary lesson on. So, this is going to eat up some time.
To whelm is a verb meaning to submerge, to engulf, or to completely cover something, often with a disastrous effect. It can also mean to overpower or to overcome someone in thought or in feeling. So right now, there
They
is
call
a
Ben
seemingly
instead of her.
infinite number of influencers on social media who watched the Tyler Robinson preliminary hearing last week, and they reported back to us common folk that they came away from it and they were effectively drowning. They were submerged. They were engulfed. They were completely buried by the avalanche of undeniable evidence that Tyler Robinson murdered Charlie Kirk. I mean, they were so consumed that they all just began using that exact same adjective to express themselves. It is overwhelming. In fact, that has really been the key word since last year, right? It is the new wear a mask, save lives, 6 feet social distancing. The evidence against Tyler Robinson is overwhelming. Check out this little collage we put together of influencers who apparently
Okay, here we go, y'all. Here we go. And they're such copycats. Like, they don't have an original thought in their head, right? And this is a move she got from, listen, this woman. So the evidence is overwhelming. I don't know of any other word, adjective to describe the overwhelmingness of the evidence. So thank you for the vocabulary lesson.
need to pop a Xanax, right? The evidence is becoming overwhelming against Tyler Robinson. Need to
Did she just say we need to pop a Xanax?
pop a Xanax, right? The evidence is becoming overwhelming against Tyler
Why is it
Robinson.
always
Thanks,
the
Graham.
drugs?
Steve Deese, the podcast, today's podcast, an overwhelming evidence against Tyler Robinson. Paramount, not so tactical. The evidence against Tyler Robinson is overwhelming. Gunther Eagleman, the evidence is overwhelming.
Dang it, I wish I would have had him up to get his facial expression when she brought in his name. I wonder if Raven Grace,
To
did you
say
make
the
the cut,
least.
girl?
Kind of feels like he's saying the most. Jack is quoting Don Trump Jr. As having said the evidence against Tyler Robinson is overwhelming. That's just one page. Allie Beth Stuckey, Mike Lee, the evidence against Tyler.
So what else are you supposed to say that it is? There's strong evidence. Most people in cases like that use the phrase "the evidence is overwhelming." Do they not?
And
Tell me if I'm
whoever
wrong.
Brent is,
I could be
it's
wrong,
overwhelming.
y'all. I could be
Susie,
totally wrong.
it's overwhelming. Clay Travis, it seems overwhelming.
She definitely has a Xanax. I would say the Adderall definitely. Do you notice the way she repeats herself? Like, I repeat myself too, but the dry mouth and all of that, I totally believe. And it could be Xanax too. So she's openly saying she scored some Xanax.
So to reiterate and to summarize what we've already said, the evidence presented this week
just during the pre-trial evidentiary hearings in
I
the
didn't know
Charlie
she
Kirk
struggled
assassin
with
trial, the trial
anorexia.
of Tyler Robinson, is the most overwhelming presentation that I have ever seen this early on during a legal proceeding in my entire life.
Wow. Whoa. Like his whole life. This is it. This is that moment. So I was in Spain and I said, let me buckle in. I too wish to experience that tidal wave of the exact same emotion being shared by all of these people. Apparently, though, me and Carrie Prejean Bowler, who I was traveling with, we watched an entirely different hearing. I don't know if it's different in Spain. I had wondered. Is it different if you don't have the eyes of Zionists? Because I did
Hold on. So now she's bragging about watching it in Spain.
notice a
Oh, I need to get those. I need to get
little
screenshots.
corollary, right? Amongst Zionists, there is an increased sense of the whelming happening when it comes to Tyler
Y'all are
Robinson.
gonna love these screenshots
Let's
I'm
not get ahead of
getting.
ourselves, right? Let's begin with a refresher on what exactly the Fed narrative was going into this hearing. Like, you have to remember the stuff that they say. Because they very quickly move on from these things. Okay, foremost, we were told over and over again that Tyler Robinson was turned in by his own family and that he confessed to the crime at various points. We were told his mother recognized him on the news. His father turned him in and they both made official police statements against their son. In fact, Bill Ackman, king of the Hamptons, immediately pledged $1 million to Tyler Robinson's father, Matt Robinson. Someone should check in on that $1 million,
I have to check out that blog, Raven.
he pledged that for the brave act of Matt Robinson having turned in his son. Anyways, here's a clip of people telling us that that's what happened, and we were going to find that out.
I was having a discussion about how just as a father, how incredible it was to see, and just almost unbelievable it was to see Tyler Robinson's parents play a role in turning over their son.
Tyler Robinson and the video and footage
She clipped that out too. Did y'all catch
of
that?
him were identified also by his parents as being Tyler Robinson.
Tyler Robinson's parents see that photo and think, that
see
looks
how
like
she mocks
Tyler.
people?
They begin asking him things like, where is your, I believe it was his grandfather's gun. They start asking him this. Tyler Robinson starts talking like he might kill himself.
So look, you posed a very good question. I agree with you. Hold on if I can get it to show up. I'm going to ask her if you are correct, why Charlie's parents are not supporting you or Tyler's parents supporting him. Show your overwhelming evidence. I agree. And why haven't the attorneys reached out to you? So yeah, she's gonna keep
here. One to his parents, one to his roommate, and one.
So now she's eating up time by playing everyone saying that the evidence is overwhelming. I don't understand how she's going to rebut that.
By the way, Allie, do you think that the parents of Tyler Robinson, if he was not guilty, would be making a stink about this if he was innocent?
Right.
Have you heard a word from the parents?
Nope.
No, the parents were the ones that turned him in.
Turned him in, made statements against their son. Okay. The Fed narrative also stipulated that this was the left, right? We were supposed to instantly go to war over.
So she's doing right now, and Cinema Shogun is going to get her on this one. I know that he is she's regurgitating all the stuff that we already know. People know this. I don't see how her viewer. This is why I got aggravated with her and stopped watching her all the way back when she did the Kamala Harris thing, and I think she did something on Obama or something, but the USS Liberty, when she did that interview, that's when I said I'm done with her, I started noticing that her comments were disappearing.
Regarding trans people, we were constantly reminded that there was going to be footage also of Tyler Robinson taking that shot, that it had simply not been presented to the public yet because it wouldn't have been appropriate at that early phase. We just had to wait, be patient. Erica herself told us back in November or December that she had seen the evidence and she was convinced it was Tyler Robinson by the time she sat down for that interview with Barry Weiss. Her mind was made up. That's the guy. No foreign involvement, no involvement of others. She doesn't need to see anything. Now, we were also...
Do y'all see how she does that? Okay, I want to see the video. I want to see the statement where Erica Kirk said that. It's all paraphrasing with her.
Told that Tyler's fingerprints and his DNA were found on the gun. And that was presented rather exclusively. They never wanted to mention any other prints, just case closed. This is our guy. We're overwhelmed. Okay, now what was our narrative here on the show? Because after months and
Well, okay, now she's going to give the narrative. So she's going to regurgitate. I can only imagine what Cinema Shogun is going to say in his article. I cannot wait till he publishes it. So she's regurgitating everything. I really thought she would, bring a little more bombast than this. And her viewers fall for it every single time. The screenshots that I'm getting here are priceless.
and countless hours of working on this case, chasing down every plausible lead, I maintained that Tyler Robinson's parents did not
Me too.
turn him in. Okay. That was a mainstreamed lie, I said. Rather, he was peer pressured to come in by Mike Mitchell, the former undercover detective with the police force and also a family friend of the Robinsons, because he was Tyler Robinson's Boy Scout leader growing up. I maintained that Mike Mitchell actually was the one who was told that they were going to bring in Tyler Robinson. And he then went to Tyler Robinson's parents and said, look, you can do this the easy way,
A
or
lot
you can
of
do
us
this the hard
are.
way. No matter what, they're going to bring you in. So you're going to have a circumstance
In.
where they're going to bust in the door. Your parents could get hurt. You could get hurt in that process, or you can willfully come in. And he agreed to willfully go in, not confessing to a crime, but not wanting them to burst into his.
Do people really believe her garbage? Do they really believe her garbage? What is she trying to sell here?
His home and potentially harm him or his parents because he wasn't suicidal. I also expressed to you that Tyler Robinson was not political, crucial, and that he came from a family of Trumpers. I want to be clear that I have never denied that the gun found was indeed Tyler Robinson's gun, but rather I have asserted that the gun was not fired on that day and was not used to kill Charlie Kirk. Particularly, we stressed on this show that he had simply inherited the gun as a family heirloom because he is the firstborn son, but that Tyler himself was actually more of a fisherman. His brothers were the hunters. I also have suggested heavily from the beginning that Lance Twiggs is a federal asset who gathered Tyler's belongings to pin the crime on him. A very easy feat because he was his roommate and his boyfriend. And
Why is she so actively trying to get Tyler Robinson off of this? So now is she saying that he had nothing to do with it at all, that he was completely set up? I mean, I can't believe she's making these statements after what was shown in the preliminary trial.
I suspect that Lance himself is heavily blackmailed because he was into some dark web stuff. I also noted
He will.
the
Mr.
rather
Livingstone is great.
strange predicament that every single piece of evidence that the influencers are pushing relies on Lance Twiggs, who
So, hold on. Why is this doing this? Okay, it should. Hold on. So he was going on a hunting trip with his dad. Tyler hunted with his dad a lot, right? Um, because Candace knows it was her. Look, y'all.
that his testament would amount to hearsay. They allowed it to fly at this phase of this is preliminary. We're just going to see. Probably should be considered a person that might be guilty of participating in the events on that day, who for some reason was immediately granted immunity by the feds and was not allowed to even be cross-examined at this stage for this hearing. Despite arguments made that his testament would amount to hearsay, they allowed it to fly at this phase of this is preliminary. We're just going to see if we go on. Now, regarding what took place on that day, we suggested that the feds intentionally flooded the zone with multiple decoys, different young men, all brunette, all wearing similar outfits. We termed these our maroon boys.
Oh my God, here we go.
Photos of 3 of them in a row right here. I said, why were so many men dressed like Tyler Robinson on this day? We showed you footage of many more of these men wandering, all of who fit the description of what we're about to see. And our biggest claim
Right.
that we probably made on the show was that Tyler Robinson did not step foot onto campus on that day. At least that is what he told his family. That he was around campus, but not physically on campus himself. So in short, it should have been remarkably easy for people to debunk us, right?
You were debunked. I'm yelling, y'all, she was debunked. They were all debunked. Did y'all see the preliminary hearing where Tyler Robinson, but even now they're trying to say that that wasn't really him, that it's Fed slop. Like, what is wrong with these people? I have to go to the
Very
restroom.
easy. While I was sitting there actually expecting, open and willing to have to concede at least 1 point for my investigation. I mean, I worked really hard to be perfectly accurate, but I was like, maybe he lied to his parents and he was actually.
You know what? You bring up a great point. I don't know why this thing keeps fading like this so I can't see it. Hey, maybe we will find out why we need decoys in maroon for a shooter that wasn't even there. And I also posed the question that if he was such a patsy, how did they know he was going to wear maroon? What is this woman even saying?
What was presented in court was a compilation video, which I would like to note was Exhibit 12.4 in court. Exhibit 12.4, that's going to become relevant later when we talk about the influencers who have sold their souls to the devil. 12.4 was a compilation of blurry male or males.
Do y'all see how she does her face and stuff? Y'all, that's classic. Grind in her teeth. It might be cocaine that she's on too, yo. It might be some cocaine. Huh? What you think?
Plural, going up and down stairs, and people said that's Tyler Robinson. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at this video of the males in 12.4 moving throughout the day, going up and down the steps. Here we go, and we're speeding this up, I think, right? Or we cut it short. This is the undeniable evidence that it's Tyler Robinson. This is, and by the way, if you're feeling overwhelmed, please sit down and have a glass of water. We don't want anybody passing away looking at this. Undeniable. They're like this.
Did she say passing away? I think she meant to say passing out, but she said passing away.
Sleepy. That's Tyler Robinson. That's Tyler Robinson. That's him. That's him.
I think it is too.
And by the way, I want to be clear. I can't meaningfully deny that that could be Tyler Robinson.
There she goes. I can't meaningfully deny that that was Tyler Robinson.
It could also be Lance Twiggs. It could be Ethan Hawke, Tom Holland, Timothy Chalamet in preparation for the final installment of Dune. Could be any of that. I couldn't reasonably deny that it's any.
So that wasn't the video. That wasn't the video. Man, she's so diabolical. So Raven said that's not even the video. So she's saying she's showing the wrong video. According to the Cantard, yes, they don't understand the justice system. They don't.
Student hub known as their MASH Center. It's literally a dedicated student center for student veterans and.
Oh my God, here we go. Y'all, I have to go to the restroom. If a commercial plays, I hate it, but here we go.
Their families. So that's it. That's what we saw. We saw brunette males, maybe brunette males. I mean, could be a dirty blonde. I'm not ruling any A-listers out of being involved on this day. Actually, I'm just not convinced. Now, Lance, the star possible Fed witness, basically says it looks like Tyler in terms of his clothes. Like I recognize some of these clothes. He liked to wear jeans. I kid you not. That was his testimony. Take a listen.
Do you recognize the person in these images? I wouldn't say it with 100% certainty just because of camera quality, but that looks like him in terms of the shoes he's wearing, the sunglasses. I don't think I'd specifically seen him wearing that hat, but he was usually wearing a hat, and then jeans. So it definitely, especially the bottom, the last two, definitely do look like him. Oh, they do look like Tyler Robinson.
Well, I say it's open and shut. He made it very clear that Tyler wears jeans, that he wears those shoes worn by, we should probably look up how many millions of people wear those shoes. I mean, I think I had 20 pairs of those shoes throughout my lifetime. But he doesn't recognize the hat, not one of his hats, but he does like to wear jeans. And what are those Chucks he's wearing? Like, there we go.
What the hell is she talking about?
So I'm thinking, let's move beyond that, okay? Blurry video compilation 12.4. Surely they're going to be able to show us Tyler's car on campus, because what would be the point of a parking lot surveillance system that doesn't capture the license plates on cars? That would just be foolish and a waste of our time. Why would you even have an entire surveillance system installed on campus that can't identify any faces or any cars at all? So the question is, did we get that a clear photo? I was like, maybe he was actually driving around camp. No, we got more blurry images.
Y'all, I mean, apparently Candace doesn't really understand how things work. You know, the college campus, they only have so much money.
Dodge Challenger from the one that Tyler Robinson was driving, okay? Here is what was shown. This is a car this is his Dodge Challenger, and I want you to pay attention to those.
So you don't think Candace Owens that maybe, thank you for saying this, the can-tarted are like unsharpened crayons. You can use them, but it's not as easy as using one that's sharpened to use, or maybe they're more like broken crayons. So she's trying to say that they couldn't get a defining license plate number identification. Come on, Candace, stop it. I mean, you don't really think that they have all their ducks in a row. Remember, this is just the preliminary to see if there's enough evidence to move forward in the trial. And I'll say it again, a lot of us question why there wasn't a grand jury. I believe that question was answered by Joe Lanu. He answered that question, but I don't remember what his answer was. But anyway, any of y'all know, let us know. I'm going to try not to stop it because I want to get through this shit.
Okay. You are noticing that is a dual exhaust pipe. You see two, right? These are your eyes. I know the final instruction is
most cars nowadays have the dual exhaust pipe. Sometimes one's on one side, one's on. What's this got to do with anything?
Don't believe your own eyes, but I'm asking you to believe your own eyes here. Well, Robinson's car, here's a still of the car, which is clearer, which was towed out of his driveway, features not a dual exhaust system, but it's singular. Okay, that's a major discrepancy that people are rightfully pointing out, amongst other things. I got tons of emails from car people giving me specifics about why this, you basically, when you order the car, you can order.
Y'all, if that's the case, why didn't they show the back view of the car and not just the side view?
On the car front. Now, if you're thinking, Candace, are you suggesting that someone else could have, I don't know, rented a Dodge Challenger and been driving around a gray Dodge Challenger just so they could get images and say that it was Tyler Robinson's car? Well, actually, you don't need me to suggest it. Actually, a witness confirmed that they saw someone else driving a gray Challenger, particularly.
Oh my God,
a
here we
bald
go.
guy
Here we
driving
go.
the Challenger late at 12:47 a.m.
So if someone else was driving a Challenger, beware, like those of you in maroon shirts, she's going to target innocent
at
people.
12:47 a.m. around campus. The woman who
Oh my
captured
God.
that footage testified to police that she saw a bald man accompanied
a
by
lie.
3 other people in the car. Take a listen.
Now, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Ring camera that you obtained, and you interviewed a woman named Ms. Noble, is that right? To get that Ring camera that we watched with the car on the outside.
Let me just tell you, I called Pure Talk and told them if they are continuing their sponsorship with her, I will be discontinuing my service with them.
Yes.
I have it on
And do
recording
you
too.
recall what they told you about what they remember seeing? Or
Quiet, almost enough to get out, but there's one vehicle lingering. Like, I'd like some timestamps here. I'd like to make it work with Tyler going to Orem for a little PM when he's apparently texting Lance. It's his 3-hour ride. So when Lance says that he gets his phone and he's getting an automated message and they start talking and Tyler, he says
I
the first
agree.
message came in at 11 p.m. Well, 11 p.m.
And it's possible there could have been another exhaust there that we didn't see. I don't even know that they make them with just single exhaust anymore.
I can tell you right now that drop everything and look under your keyboard at 11 p.m. He says that's an automated message. And then him and Tyler begin texting. And he's like, oh, I'm babysitting things out here in Orem. I'm waiting to go back and get my, like, how is that possible? If at nearly 10 p.m. he's leaving Panguitch. He couldn't have been babysitting the campus. This is the problem. The messages
I
are
agree.
problematic, and that's why they're not time-stamped. He could not have been doing what he said he was doing, texting Lance after 11 p.m. Or he decided not to mention that he got pulled over by a police officer around.
Where is she getting this information from?
None of the text messages make sense. 11 p.m. allegedly automated. Nobody knows why he sent an automated message. Drop what you're doing.
Did she not say there weren't timestamps? It looks like there. What is she talking about?
Look under my keyboard, he says. Lance, what? You're joking, right? I tried to delete that, Tyler comes back with. I am still okay, my love, but I am stuck in Orem for a little while longer yet. It's very Gone with the Wind. I love that. I'm stuck in Orem for a little while longer.
So she loves messages from the person that's on trial for Charlie Kirk's murder.
I hope to keep this secret till I died of old age. I'm sorry to involve you. Oh, gosh, I know. He shouldn't have said old age because the Fed narrative is that he was suicidal. It's a bad thing to say that. You weren't the one who did this, right? I am. If I'm able to grab my rifle unseen is not what we say. That's just not how we.
So let's remember that Candace said that Tyler Robinson wouldn't have used the term vehicle. Most people use the term car, but yet there he was right on camera saying those things. I can't wait till Nathan Livingstone, Mr. Livingstone, comes out with his side-by-sides because he debunks her every single time. So she's spending all this time on the text messages trying to convince people that that what they saw with their very own eyes, that they're being lied to.
Information related to when the canines were brought onto the scene.
Let's talk about the canines. The canines were not for artillery bomb sniffing dogs. They were to find a suspect.
Please email us, tips@CandaceOwens.com. That will allow us to get a timestamp in there because he says he's observing the canines going back and forth. And this could be exculpatory evidence. The Panguitch steak, and I think my gut has been right from the beginning, our gut, everyone's gut, that these messages feel a little fed sloppy.
So she's asking for tips at CandaceOwens.com. What was that she just said? Hold on a second.
That will allow us to get a timestamp in there because he says he's observing the canines going back and forth. And this could be exculpatory evidence. The Panguitch steak, and I think my gut has been right from the beginning, our gut, everyone's gut, that these messages feel a little fed sloppy.
Oh my God, our gut, everybody's gut. Let's ask Mary Beth.
I'm here. Hey, what's on your mind?
Yeah, Mary Beth, what is the definition of exculpatory? When Candace Owens used the word exculpatory, feels a little exculpatory. This is exculpatory evidence. What is she trying to say?
Exculpatory means something that tends to clear someone of blame, like evidence that suggests a person didn't do the thing.
All right, got you. Look, Mary Beth's a little glitchy today. But okay, so she's saying she has exculpatory evidence, meaning that she's got evidence that could clear Tyler Robinson. So if that's the case, like everyone's asking in the chat here, why aren't his attorneys reaching out to you, Candace Owens? You have begged them to reach out to you and they refuse. There's a reason why, because you're stupid.
Little fed sloppy Joe. More tips at CandaceOwens.com or tips at CandaceOwens.com. If you know what time the officers had the canines there on the scene. Anyway, noticeably missing was any of that shock testimony regarding Tyler's parents' statements turning their son in. Again, we got to get an update from Bill Ackman on the mill. That's a cool mill. It's a lot of money. To the contrary, there was plenty of testimony regarding how Lance Twiggs's prints were on everything: the towel, the gun, the Dremel that was used to carve out the messages on the cartridges. Lance claims, you want to know his alibi is for that day when Charlie was shot or had an exploding mic? Lance claims that he slept in until 1 p.m. How convenient. Charlie gets hit at 12:23 and Lance actually...
I don't know what you mean, Xavier. Worried about what another grown woman... I don't understand. Can you explain your comment?
And then he woke up. Here are some more devastating points of this hearing, okay? Lance confirmed my report that Tyler was not political. If Lance is to be believed...
Her report.
Then their entire leftist rage motive about LGBTQ rights virtually just disappeared, okay? Take a listen.
Did you and he ever talk about politics? He did more than me. I didn't really, still don't really keep up with politics very much. He'd usually talk about stuff he heard on the radio on his drive to work in like their work car, since it sounds like their whole crew went in the same car most of the time. But I wouldn't say super consistently, because it wasn't a topic I really contributed much on.
What is Candace's point here? What is her damn point?
And you're telling me just he would maybe hear something on radio and talk about a policy issue.
This is my blood
Didn't
pressure
seem to stress
medicine
he
and
hated
thyroid
Trump
medicine.
there. You never heard him speak about LGBTQ issues. Are you telling me that people were trying to essentially launch a civil war between the left and the right?
I agree.
And the very
His
people who
DNA was
claim
there.
to be fighting that sort of stuff were actually
Fighting.
trying to instigate it, trying to instigate that left versus right, gay versus straight. This was being initiated by the right because they just couldn't wait to hear.
They see us rolling, so they start trolling us. True.
But there was even more explosive testimony, believe it or not.
More.
And it got
Ooh.
really scientific. And it came from the ATF on the final day. This is actually my view of the reason that the influencers went positively insane and suddenly pretended that they were made privy to some
Have y'all noticed the way she calls us influencers? Well, I don't think I'm an influencer, but she says the influencers, the obscure YouTubers. Like, what is she? What does she consider herself?
Robinson taking the shot on the roof. They, of course, were lying through their teeth. We're going to get to that
Who?
later.
That's
But
a
I believe
lie.
the reason they did it, the reason why they went insane was to overcome the testimony of Caitlin Oliver, okay? Caitlin Oliver was the ATF's forensic biologist, and she gave a devastating testimony it was devastating to the prosecution. And these are the major points from that testimony, okay? First, she explicitly admitted that the media's assertion that Tyler Robinson's DNA was found on the gun was, and I quote, a scientifically indefensible statement. Take a listen.
From a scientific standpoint, you couldn't read the paragraph that sets out the likelihood ratio in your report, whatever the number, and then blast a headline in the media, Mr. Robinson's DNA is found on this item. That's a source attribution, is it not?
Correct, yes.
And that would not be scientifically defensible, would it?
Correct.
Tyler Robinson's lawyer then goes through great pains to show that the media and the influencers took what was essentially scientific jargon and they lied. And I'm going to explain that to you. So I want you to lie.
Oh my
You
God.
may have heard them over and over again stipulating that Tyler Robinson was a major contributor to the DNA sample, right? So if you're uninitiated and you hear that, it sounds like it means Tyler Robinson's DNA was all over the gun. He's a major contributor to the DNA sample.
Stop it. Stop it. You see how she does that? That's not what was
But
said.
it actually does not mean that at all. And I want you to take a listen to what she says, and then I'm going to break it down for you further so that you can understand what they did here.
No, and then we're going to listen to what she actually said, the whole thing.
You can't tell us anything about when the DNA was deposited on the trigger guard or the trigger, correct?
Correct.
You can't tell us anything about whether, when you say it's at least 4, it could be 5, 6, or 7 people with DNA on that trigger or trigger guard, correct?
Correct, which is why we have the major contributor that is suitable for comparison, and the minor contributor is not suitable for comparison due to that complexity.
And again, major, minor just has to do with the levels of DNA you were seeing. It has nothing to do with someone being engaged in activity that is major in relation to the minor contributor.
Yes, so the major contributor is the majority of the DNA contributed to that sample.
Okay.
So I'm going to break that down further and why this is really big, and we're building on something else that she's going to say that is explosive. So the idea of what she's explaining is that, like, this is my mug. I drink out of this mug every day. So I definitively would have the most.
Okay, she's going to explain, other contributors. I don't know how she's debunking or saying that what this woman said was so explosive, because she gave a lot of testimony, and the defense attorney was trying to get to something to say that, they didn't have enough to positively identify that Tyler Robinson was a major contributor on it.
Of where Ashley happens to have touched it, but it still also has my fingerprint on it, Ashley could be described as a major contributor to the DNA sample, despite the fact that this is my mug and the majority of this mug has my.
That's not true. That's not true. She's lying. If Ashley only touched her mug
DNA.
one time, then no, she's not going to be as much of a contributor as Candace Owens. So already what she's saying is flawed.
The intention of the ATF report when they were relying on a sample in which Tyler Robinson was the major contributor of that particular mixed sample. And he also went through great lengths to explain to people why they don't use, since 1996, they actually don't rely on mixed samples for that very reason, because it confuses matters. They try to isolate samples.
They do try to isolate samples, but they can see who the major contributor is and who the minor contributor is.
4 sets of DNA could be more people that actually were also found on the gun, but prints which were found on the gun, which of course included Lance Twiggs. It also included Matt Robinson, Tyler's father. I'm going to guess that it also included his brothers. And of those multiple sets, and this is what is crucial and is explosive, and everyone should have reported on this. She reported that Tyler Robinson's DNA sample was the most degraded. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Tyler Robinson, despite all of these prints on the gun, Tyler Robinson's prints were the most degraded.
Why doesn't she play that clip? It's going to take me some time. So if anybody of you out there have where she... Let's
Free
listen.
sample is described as swabs of trigger and trigger guard, right?
Correct.
You didn't do the swabs, but am I correct that you have no way of knowing which part was from the trigger and which part was from the trigger guard?
Correct. So they were swabbed together. So I wouldn't be able to say where the DNA came from.
And that's one of the samples that was degraded, correct?
There were signs of degradation present in that sample, yes.
And you said with regard to that sample, that that was a sample consistent with at least 4 contributors, right?
Correct.
And did what you term the major profile have the largest amount of degradation in that sample?
There was, yes.
Exhibit 1.3, do you know where that swab was taken from?
I'd have to refer back to page 2.
Can we refer back to page 2, please, Kimberly? Thank you.
1.3 is the swabs of the trigger and trigger guard of the.
I don't think that she would have been allowed in the courtroom.
All right, going back to page 5. And we've had some talk, some testimony from you and some questions for you about the likelihood ratios. What was your conclusion as to the likelihood ratio that you analyzed in this question in calculation number 3?
I don't think we need this.
The DNA profile was at least 1.
You see that? She says we don't need that. She doesn't want you to watch the rest of what the lady says. So hold on a second. I'm looking at something real quick, but I'm going to let her continue to babble on.
Okay. So you heard her say that his was the most degraded of the firearms, and she's talking about the trigger guard and the trigger. She's not sure where they got the sample from, and that's a huge difference because they kept saying that his DNA was on the trigger, and she's admitting it could be the trigger guard. That's just the cover for the trigger. And of all of the samples that were on there, Tyler's was the most degraded. That is an absolute bombshell. And let me explain why. Okay.
I still want to know why she did not let the clip finish playing. I'm going to let her continue on, but
Later
I
on,
checked
she discusses that DNA can stay on an object for a very long time. She doesn't get specific. I can tell you, and you can research this on your own, DNA can stay on an object for decades, okay? But over time, it can certainly degrade. It can degrade because it's been exposed, and she does testify. It's not can degrade, it will degrade when it is exposed to any type of elements. Oxygen is the number one
right? That can cause degradation with regards to DNA, sun, depending on what elements.
To humidity over time, dust particles begin to. There is no reason why Lance Twiggs's prints are less degraded than Tyler Robinson's prints on this gun if Tyler Robinson is the shooter. It is a massive admission by her that his prints were degrading, given how much it takes to degrade those prints. So that was something that I felt that they were intentionally trying to gloss over, and realizing that she's basically kind of asserting like Matt Robinson and Lance Twiggs had a stronger DNA sample than Tyler Robinson did. He was the most degraded. And then, of course, when you couple this with the day earlier, the ATFs, every time the ATF spoke, it was devastating for the prosecution. The ATF ballistics expert was a woman named Samantha Carner. She
talking about? Y'all, I have to stop her in this. I know I said we were going to get through this, and you know she's got some ads that she hasn't gotten to yet. But let's run over to Grok, right? And look, I can pull the clips from the trial and stuff, but it's going to take me some time to do it. But I do want to get through her live stream. So I did ask Grok. I was like, was there any evidence of anything that might have been considered devastating to the prosecution? And this is what Grok said. No, there does not appear to be any part of the DNA related testimony in Tyler Robinson's preliminary hearing as of July 2026 that could reasonably be considered devastating to the prosecution. The DNA evidence has instead been presented as strongly supportive of the prosecution's case, linking Robinson to the rifle, towel, screwdriver, and ammunition in the Charlie Kirk assassination at Utah Valley University. Defense attorneys have challenged it through cross-examination, as is standard, but the testimony itself reinforced high probability associations rather than undermining them. So let's talk about the towel wrapped around the recovery rifle and screwdriver from the alleged sniper perch roof. FBI and Utah State Bureau of Investigation experts Amanda Baker and Jennifer Falmina testified to mixed male DNA profiles consistent with Robinson as the major contributor, roughly 89 to 95%, and his roommate partner Lance Twiggs as the minor contributor, 5 to 11%. So from what we're reading here, does any of Candace's statements make any sense with regard to, I mean, she's talking about how long DNA lasts, that it's just unbelievable that once it's mixed, it's mixed. That's what I'm getting from her. Likelihood ratios were extremely high, 30 quintillion times more likely if the contributors were Robinson plus Twiggs versus unknown. So that was just definitively saying, yes, it was Tyler Robinson. Yes, it was Lance Twiggs. Rifle and ammunition ATF expert Caitlin Oliver testified that Robinson was the primary contributor on multiple parts: stock, grips, trigger guard, bolt, barrel, cartridges, etc., with statistics such as at least 1 trillion times more likely that the DNA came from him, plus unrelated persons than from unknowns. This was described as the highest statistic their lab reports. Prosecutors have emphasized this as strong corroboration. So the challenges, likelihood ratios, initial testing showed possible additional contributors, but reanalysis with Twiggs reference sample resolved it to 2 profiles. So when she talks about the 4 profiles, they did challenge that, but they didn't have it. Oh my God, this one will stop at nothing.
She spoke on day 4, and she similarly gave testimony that was very in the weeds and scientific. And whenever they do that, I just start researching the numbers they're saying, because I know that there's a point being made. And Tyler Robinson's defense did a very good job of asking her to read her report of the diameter range for the bullet jacket fragment. By the way, it was weird off the bat that they said they took 7 fragments from Charlie's body. She testifies that she only received 4 of them in an envelope, in a manila envelope. So 3 disappeared. Of the 4 that she got, 3 of them were unusable. And then she was left with 1, which she labeled 6A. And that's what they're discussing, this bullet jacket fragment. And she gives this a range of diameter. And it describes in detail why she gave it that range and how confident she was that you were looking for a bullet that would be in this range of a diameter. Take a listen to this testimony and the range that she gives.
The range of the diameter for the 6A bullet jacket fragment was 0.286.
Okay, before she gets you all down that trail of nonsense, let's go over here and look at all right, so we're using ChatGPT. So if you're asking how many fragments were recovered from Charlie Kirk's body, the answer is the exact number has not been publicly disclosed. Public reporting has consistently referred to a bullet fragment recovered during the autopsy, but no official source has stated there were multiple fragments or provided a count. Even in the preliminary trial, nothing was mentioned. And what does the diameter of the jacket shell casing, I guess? Portion of the testimony had to do with anything? I want to know. Oh, see what she says. So, a shell casing is the brass case left behind in the firearm, the bullet, blah, blah, blah. So when an expert talks about the diameter of the jacket, they're referring to the bullet jacket, not the shell casing. Okay. Why the measure? So it determines the caliber. If the recovered jacket measures around 0.308 inches, then it is consistent with a .30 caliber projectile, such as a .30-06. That helps determine whether the fragment is consistent with alleged weapon. Determine the fragment could have come from that bullet. Even if a bullet is badly damaged, the jacket diameter may remain measurable enough to compare against expected caliber. So, from what has been reported publicly, the defense focused on the fact that the bullet fragment could not initially be conclusively identified as having come from the recovered rifle, while prosecutors later presented additional expert analysis saying the fragment could not be excluded as having been fired from that rifle. Those are different conclusions, and neither is the same. So let's see. One thing Mary Beth found interesting is hearing the coverage is that an ATF expert reportedly testified she had only 4 bullet fragments available for her comparison work, even though 7 fragments had reportedly been recovered from the crime scene. So did Candace Owens just say that 7 bullets, did she say they were recovered from the crime scene or that they were recovered from Charlie's
body? She testifies that she only received 4 of them. DNA had a stronger DNA sample than Tyler Robinson did. He was the most degraded. And then, of course, when you couple this with the day earlier, the ATFs, every time the ATF spoke, it was devastating for the prosecution. The ATF ballistics expert was a woman named Samantha Carner. She spoke on day 4, and she similarly gave testimony that was very in the weeds and scientific. And whenever they do that, I just start researching the numbers they're saying, because I know
No, she
there's a
doesn't.
point being
No,
made.
she doesn't.
And Tyler Robinson's defense did a very good job of asking her to read her report of the diameter range for the bullet jacket fragment. By the way, it was weird off the bat that they said they took 7 fragments from Charlie's body.
Did you catch that? She said it was weird that they took 7 fragments from Charlie's body, but that's not what happened. No. Sample degradation. Oops, wrong one. So Candace Owens, they took 7 fragments have been recovered from the crime scene. Those are 2 different things. And they said only 4 fragments of those 7 fragments that were recovered from the crime scene were available to her for testing. That does not mean 7 fragments came from Charlie Kirk's body. It suggests 7 fragments were recovered from the overall crime scene, and which of 4 of those were only 4 of those were available to her. Y'all, Oh, Milk Bar TV. Milk Bar TV. Here's a clip. Here's a clip. Let's get her on full screen so that we have it in this one. This is crazy. I can't believe she just said that. Y'all.
Expert was a woman named Samantha Carner. She spoke on day 4, and she similarly gave testimony that was very in the weeds and scientific. And whenever they do that, I just start researching the numbers they're saying, because I know that there's a point being made. And Tyler Robinson's defense did a very good job of asking her to read her report of the diameter range for the bullet jacket fragment. By the way, it was weird off the bat that they said they took 7 fragments from Charlie's body. She testifies that she only received 4 of them in an envelope.
That's a lie. That's a lie. We just debunked that. No, it wasn't 7 fragments from Charlie's body. It was 7 fragments from the overall crime scene. Only 4 of those 7 fragments were made available to her. So right there, Candace Owens, and I agree with you, Megan, Candace doesn't use critical thinking or common sense. Why does anyone take her seriously? I know. There was a part in that song where it says she wears us like a Sunday dress, because she does, but I cannot allow, I kept saying I'm not going to make my whole channel about her. As long as she continues this ridiculousness and these lies. And the saddest part about it is a lot of the people that are on YouTube, like you said, are not on the X platform, so they don't see that she's lying. I don't even know if they watch other YouTubers or not. So y'all, that's a very important distinction to make, is that it was 7 fragments recovered from the overall crime scene. So already there, whatever she's gonna say after she made that false statement, oh my gosh.
In a manila envelope. So 3 disappeared. Of the 4 that she got, 3 of them were unusable, and then she was left with 1.
She didn't say 3 disappeared. The woman said, I received 4. This is the shape they were in. So they don't put their emotion into it like Candace Owens does. Y'all, we are going to get through this today.
Which she labeled 6A, and that's what they're discussing, this bullet jacket fragment. And she gives this a range of diameter, and it describes in detail why she gave it that range and how confident she was that you were looking for a bullet that would be in this range of a diameter. Take a listen to this testimony and the range that she gives.
And the architecture of it.
For the 6A bullet jacket fragment was 0.286 to 0.301 inches.
The reason why that matters is because it's too small for Tyler's 30-06. That's why he was going through great lengths to get her saying that on record, because a 30-06 would begin at 0.308.
Okay, so let's read what we just dug up, right? We just talked about this. So, okay, if the recovered jacket measures around 0.308 inches, that is consistent with a 30 caliber projectile, such as a 30-06. So determine whether the fragment could have come from that bullet. Even if a bullet is badly damaged, the jacket diameter may remain measurable enough to compare against the expected caliber, rule things in or out, blah, 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 blah. So, I don't know. I just lost my sound. I don't know. I keep moving around too much. So let's talk about, what did she just say? What did the lady say? Hold on. Hold on a second. We got to verify that. So, okay. What about the range in jacket size? Yeah, the range of the diameter for the 6A bullet jacket fragment was 0.286 to 3 point. The next question is why range instead of a single number? Carner explained that because the jacket fragment was damaged and deformed, the base was not a perfect circle. As a result, she measured multiple points and reported a range rather than a single diameter. The explanation is important. A normal 30-06 bullet diameter is 0.308 inches. The measured range she reported was lowest 0.28, highest 0.301. So the highest measurement is 0.007 inches smaller than the nominal 308. The defense was clearly trying to suggest if this is supposed to be a 30-06 bullet, why does it measure 0.308? However, Carner did not testify that this excluded a 30-06. Instead, the state later introduced her report stating the fragment was 1.30 caliber class deformed, damaged bullet jacket fragment, and that it could not be identified or excluded as having been fired from the recovered rifle because the comparison was inconclusive. So why would a damaged jacket measure under 0.308? There are several forensic possibilities. The jacket was torn or folded. Part of the circumference was missing. The measurement was taken across a deformed base rather than an intact cylinder. And I would say it was probably pretty deformed because if you have 7 total fragments overall that are collected, not from Charlie Kirk's body, but overall the crime scene. So already there's many more, but for her to blatantly misspeak like that, copper jackets can be peeled back, compressed, or flattened after impact. That's why Carner says she reported a range rather than a single value. So Candace, boom, debunked. Oh, God. I mean, the facial expressions she gives are gold. Gold, gold. Okay, I'm getting
This
y'all's
go on.
comments. Give
I
me a
would love to
second.
see this go further because, well, if people are
I
going
know,
to be
right,
able
Megan?
to see the
God
full extent
almighty.
of this trial, you are going to really
can't either.
appreciate the psychological campaign further that is being employed right now, the audacity of these influencers. We return now to exhibit 12.4. Okay. 12.4 again is the original compilation footage. It's the footage of Tyler Robinson or Timothy Chalamet, right? Or Timothy Chalamet. Maybe it's Ben Shapiro. I don't know. Maybe Ben Shapiro's a little too short, but any brunette man.
I mean, what is the purpose of all of this?
And they're giving us this compilation of parking garage footage plus footage.
Yo, I gotta listen. Then now is the time for me to give a huge shout out to Cinema Shogun. And I imagine Cinema Shogun, if you're watching this, that you're probably zoning out right about now, because I know that I sure am. And this dude right here, he is so cool, right? He's such a cool cat. So he does the I watch Candace Owens so you don't have to. And when I tell you something going on with my Wi-Fi, did he not? What happened to his banner? Hold on, let me share screen. Anyway, this is Cinema Shogun. Put it on full screen so y'all can see. So he does amazing stuff. Does he not have a banner? What's going on? I think my connection X might be acting whack. Is X acting whack? There's my banner. He might be putting up a new one. Boom. Okay, so anyway, he does that. I watch Candace Owens so you don't have to. So I can imagine he's probably already zoned out at this point. Okay, let's see.
12.4 does not have any footage, did not capture footage of Tyler Robinson actually taking a shot, who they believe is Tyler Robinson actually taking a shot.
She does not know that. The public does not know that.
From 12.4, okay? They discussed it, and
This
it
is
was an
just
exhibit that was
snooze
labeled
fest, y'all.
12.1. It was the same footage as 12.4, which we've all seen. That is available. You can go watch that entire footage.
Go watch
You can
it. Go
that
watch
day
it
2 of the trial.
yourself.
It
You
is
can
the
do it
same
yourself.
footage,
It's the
but
same.
except they claim that they enhanced the footage, and they were very clear about what that meant. This was a whole back and forth about what does it mean you took 12.4 and you enhanced it, and here.
Let me explain the enhancement. All right. It's only normal. So because the footage was so far away, some of it, it was hard to see. To be able to identify, they will circle, put an arrow, all of that stuff. But they have all the raw footage. They have it all. These are all identifying markers. So it's not unreal. Look at me. I'm looking like her doing this. Oh my God.
Yes.
And specifically, what be specific about the enhancements, and let's go one at a time.
Okay.
I think there's a reference to
I
either red
wouldn't doubt
circles
it.
or red highlights.
Correct.
That's how Mr. Olson described it. Red highlights.
Yes.
Do you know?
Cinema
Do you know
Shogun's
what
cool.
he's or what is he referencing by the red highlights, or what do you believe he's referencing?
I believe he's referring to red ovals or circles that were placed over the image to identify specific individuals of note.
I think the next enhancement that has been mentioned that we've talked about is there's some blurring.
Yes.
Do you know what that? Tell us what that is. What blurring do you see in what's been marked as State's Exhibit 12.1 that you now don't see in 12.4?
If I recall, there were some individuals in the parking garage footage and their faces were blurred.
Is anything other than faces being blurred? And then the last thing is, I believe, is there some zooming in and zooming out that's in 12.1 that has been removed?
Yes.
12.4. What can you tell us about the zooming in and the zooming out?
Predominantly, it's in the area that was referred to as viewing the Losi building rooftop. I believe it focuses on the area where Mr. Robinson comes up the stairs and onto the rooftop. Those portions of that particular footage were zoomed in for clarity.
Oh, zoomed in for clarity.
Is simply an enhanced video of 12.4. What enhanced means is that it zooms in at the
Okay, so that's 2 vocabulary lessons, y'all. So the first vocabulary lesson that we got from Candace Owens today was overwhelm. To know what whelm means and to know what overwhelm means. And now we are getting the definition of video enhancement, to bring light to highlight, to spotlight. She literally does like Dora the Explorer, Blue's Clues. I couldn't watch this. I just couldn't.
on the Losi Center portion, when we just see a blur running across, they said we zoomed in on this. And I don't know about you guys. My experience is that when you zoom in, things become less clear on my phone, but I've never claimed to be a tech genius.
Whoa. Hold on a second. So if you have the right phone, actually, I have the 14 Pro Max. In fact, I take pictures of small print and zoom in on it so that I can read it. So I don't know what version phone, if she's on an Android, if she's on an Apple device, but usually the later model phones, you can take a picture of something that's really small and it pixelates as you zoom pixelates with you as you zoom out. So, or zoom in, I should say. And what did she just, oh my God, this woman is insufferable. Oh, look, I got to get that. Look, I got so many good screenshots, y'all. I might show you a compilation of them. Listen up.
An enhanced video of 12.4. What enhanced means is that it zooms in at the end on the Losi Center portion. When we just see a
What enhanced means is
blur running across, they said we zoomed in on this. And I don't know about you guys. My experience is that when you
I
zoom
don't know
in,
about
things
y'all.
become less clear on my phone, but I've never claimed to be a tech genius.
Crap.
We're also
Zoomed in for clarity.
So to reiterate, touring the parking lot shots, they made this clear. Beyond that, they actually showed 12.1 already in court, but it was for the judge and the witness only.
Right.
Except they made a mistake. and they accidentally left their computer open.
It was 2 seconds. It was 2 seconds. They rectified it, but she's going to make a big to-do about it.
Court TV captured some of that footage, and you can see that it is literally the exact same video as 12.4, but it's been zoomed in. So great work from this ex-user at CanCon for catching that. I don't know if we can pull that up, Sky, around the 2:35 mark.
Stop it. That's so stupid. Everybody caught that was watching the trial. So that she's just telling you that she was not watching the trial. She was not watching the trial.
He zooms in and shows the video.
Ooh, it was 2 seconds. Ooh.
Actually, did you pull that link by any chance? Yeah, let's play that. Let's play this link so you can actually see it yourselves before we watch how the influencers reacted.
How the influencers reacted. Ooh.
And they are watching it on the screen.
Ooh.
Now you can see that this is the top right quadrant that you would be looking at when the camera moved to where Rob.
I thought I was the only one that said gobbledygook, Megan. I say gobbledygook all the time. Oh my gosh. Hey. Shout out to Megan, Tracy, Raven Grace, all of y'all chiming in. This woman is so retarded.
Allegedly, Robinson jumps off the roof. Now, you can't see this here because it's a little difficult. I'll zoom in as much as I can so you guys can see. But the clear identifying image of Tyler Robinson, you're going to see it on this screen. And again,
See, look, and they're wrong for that. They are so wrong for that because they weren't supposed to air it anyway. So they might get
1
fined.
hour, 17 minutes, and 30 seconds.
So what?
He's running across now. I don't know if you can see it because all he is a pixel. That's all he is a pixel. He's running across right now. Watch.
Oh my God, this woman's a lunatic.
see
Y'all,
it.
please pray for her
Stop
mind.
pixel.
For real, pray for her mind. Ooh, he's a pixel. Ooh, what does that even mean?
That's it. That's the enhanced version that everybody wants to condemn this guy on. Again, I'm not saying one way or the other here. I am not saying one way or the other here.
I hear you,
But
Tracy.
that's the enhanced photo that everybody has seen in the courtroom. That's it. It was leaked by the state. It was on one of the state attorneys.
Fantastic work.
I agree. So I believe it was the prosecutor that was actually controlling the images or whatever. And when the judgment made his ruling, they should have never aired that last 2 seconds. And they took special measures to make sure, ooh, we're zooming in on it. Ooh. And I'll remind everyone that we are not privy to all of the footage. All that's going to come out in trial. All this is for is to determine if there is enough evidence, enough probable cause to move forward with a trial. So, and I've heard a lot of people speculate that, his attorneys at this point are just trying to get the death penalty off the table. So
He is correct. I fact checked that. We looked at it. We saw them go back and forth about why they didn't want to play it for the public. And
she fact checked that, y'all. Did you catch that?
Sure enough, they made a mistake and accidentally played it for the public. That blur that you just saw. Now,
so what? So what is your point, woman? Make your point.
granted, obviously, we're looking at a video of a video, but that's
Video
the video.
of a video.
That's it. And it's born of 12.4, which you are free to watch yourself on day 2 of the trial, and you can zoom in yourself.
And she did not watch the trial. She's saying openly she did not watch it.
But that's not why Erica asked the influencers to come, right?
Oh my God, here we go with Erica. Here we go. Y'all knew it. Y'all knew it. Sound off in the comment section. How many of y'all knew she couldn't get through this episode without dropping Erica Kirk's name? So she's intimating that Erica Kirk is hiring these influencers. And I will say, I am proud to see the team that Turning Point USA continues to build. They just brought on Will Witt. He does a lot of what Charlie did. He sits in that seat. He does the prove me wrong thing. He's pretty amazing. Also, Andrew Wilson as a debater because he knows how to, talk to people, his wife. And when you get Andrew Wilson, of course, you get Rachel Wilson. So that's a huge win. And sometimes we have to fight fire with fire. And, Candace Owens, You've had every opportunity to course correct and you refuse. So here she goes about Erica Kirk.
She didn't ask the influencers come to demonstrate the truth or be honest about what they saw. So here is Benny Johnson's reaction to the video. Take a listen.
We're outside of the 4th District Courthouse here in Utah. The Charlie Kirk preliminary murder trial just wrapped. We were there.
Y'all, am I about to get mad at Benny Johnson? Tell me right now before I push play, am I going to get mad at Benny Johnson? Because I've been a little upset with him a couple times here and there. And I just need to know, is Candace taking a statement that he made out of context and turning it into something that she wants? Or what is Benny Johnson doing here? So am I about to get upset? Am I about to get upset? Aries, Casey, Anthony. I know, right? I followed that trial too. Jodi Arias, I remember my daddy was alive then, and they played her story when she was in county jail. Like, I couldn't believe they had aired it, something like that. And I thought to myself, there's no way she didn't do it. And she was already going with that not guilty. I didn't do it. You know, these kidnappers broke in and did this to us. Yeah, she's definitely, oh my God, what's Benny gonna say?
Witnessed everything, and you have to hear this because it was devastating what we watched. And the judge ruled that you can't see the high definition quality video 4K of
4K.
Tyler Robinson committing the murder of Charlie Kirk. But we saw it, and they played it on giant screens inside of the courthouse. You can see clearly Tyler Robinson's face. You can see crystal clear the license plate number on his vehicle, his movements on the rooftop. You can time it up to when Charlie Kirk was murdered. And what you also couldn't see was what happened inside of the courthouse. Erica Kirk was sobbing in the arms of her mother-in-law, Charlie's mother, Mrs. Kirk. Feet away is Tyler Robinson, pale, sallow.
Oh, she's trying to insinuate that Benny is paid. She's trying to insinuate that Benny is paid, I think. All gods are man-made, authored by sadistic, ignorant, psychopathic men in their image. But they are so good at debate. I mean, define debate, though. I was just talking to someone about that. And I mean, it's gotten to the point now to where I'm trying to get my layout right, yeah. It's gotten to the point now to where I don't even think it's debate anymore. Like, it's just, most people are in their feelings and, you know, it's really difficult for them to stick to one topic. You know, if you say, hey, stay focused, you know, but no, once they start losing, and I don't even want to call it losing, that they don't have anything else to back up their argument or their talking points discussion, then they're like, oh, I want to throw this in there and that in there. So in my opinion, Andrew and his wife are not godly people, but they are so good at debate. No, I agree with you. I don't know about their godliness and all of that. I have disagreed with some of their I was shocked at some of the things that I saw, and I do wonder about some things, but maybe we'll do a video on that, and I'll have to see. So Benny's basically saying that, you know, you could crystal clear see that it was Tyler Robinson. And I think he was saying that it was blurred before that, but Candace is going to turn this around into even he's saying that it was just a pixel, you couldn't see anything and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Well, wait for it. If there's enough probable cause, it'll go to trial and we'll see a lot more.
Hollow, bony, emaciated, staring at the floor the whole time, twitching and looking straight ahead, refuses to watch the video, refused to make eye contact with the family. Emotional day. The judge played all 20 minutes of the high definition security footage, and the whole courthouse gasped when it was over. It was really tough to watch. The prosecution has a
Okay, y'all, did y'all watch the trial? Because I don't think at any point I remember hearing the courtroom gasp at all. In fact, that was one of the major instructions from the judge, that there would be no, you know, emotional outbursts. There would be no, I didn't hear any gasping going on. Did y'all hear gasping going on in the courthouse? I certainly didn't.
demonstrable, overwhelming case. They said that multiple times. The defense has nothing.
I cannot listen
They
to this
asked
guy.
Minutia questions about DNA evidence.
Realized they made a mistake, and now they're all kind of backtracking, being like, oh no, it doesn't actually show him get shot, but it shows him getting into the prone position. And oh, they didn't realize that they had no idea when they all started making these videos to cover up the minutia of the DNA evidence. They were talking about the DNA evidence. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to the video that we're telling you was exclusively shown to us, which is
Mary Beth,
Yeah, I'm here.
How do you pronounce the word minutia? Minutia.
Minutiae. Say it like this. Minutiae.
In English, minutia. She said minutia. What is that?
In English, it's minutiae, meaning the tiny details.
Okay, so minutia. There's another word for y'all. I'm not going to hit her in the head too hard about that because, you know.
It's crazy, but it was so clear at the very end of day 5.
Me too.
They showed the influencers.
Oh, I unsubscribed from him like almost 2 years ago. I think he's so double-minded.
4K HD, perfectly
either.
clear. Everyone else was spending 9 hours a day watching every day of the hearing, but they waited till the end to give this gift to the same influencers who have been trying to help the government wage a war against our minds. This is a psychological operation. It is failing. It is, like I said, requiring an unbelievable amount of money. And now I get why they had to file for FARA, right? Like, I mean, people are getting paid. There is
Who is they and who filed for FARA? What the hell is she talking about?
I've never had an issue with Benny Johnson. This gives me an issue with Benny Johnson. How do you
She's
lie
got
like
an
that?
issue with
All
everybody.
of the influencers who came out and lied, this word overwhelming. The reason why they do that sort of repetition, just so you guys understand, is because it's proven effective in the past. It used to work. How many of you guys watching this right now did actually lock down at home and believe that you were going to die from COVID?
Why does she keep bringing up COVID? This is such a broken record. Please tell me this show is almost done.
Robinson, they have shown, right, over the course of many decades,
I want to throw up.
that these sorts of psychological operations work. If you repeat something enough times, it can become true for some people, even if
That's how. Hey, you know, you're not wrong about that, Candace. She keeps repeating this hate for Erica Kirk. That Erica Kirk's not human. Y'all date a Republican went in on her too, man. All the morons making Candace rich. That is so true, Austin. That is so true. They are all making her rich.
was Tyler Robinson's on not the trigger, or not clear if it's the trigger or the trigger cover. That's not minute. That is a crucial detail in which somebody's going to have to explain.
That's a lie. That's a lie. He was a major contributor. We just read about it on the trigger, the barrel, blah, 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 blah.
Somebody's going to have to explain why Lance Twiggs is not being considered a suspect when his DNA is on everything, more of his DNA than Tyler's on the gun. That requires.
That is a lie. 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 La 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 la. If more of okay, listen to the logic of this, y'all. If more of Lance Twiggs's DNA was found on the rifle, how could Tyler Robinson be the major contributor and Lance Twiggs be the minor contributor? We read that it was between 6 and 11% that Lance Twiggs contributed, and the major contributor was Tyler Robinson. I forget what the percentage was, but if y'all remember, let me know here in the comment section. Anyway, I'm just saying, so that's an oxymoron. You're a walking oxymoron. So you can't say that more of Lance Twiggs's DNA or all of it's his if Tyler Robinson is the major contributor. And yes, Lance Twiggs is a contributor too, but he's the minor. Oh my gosh, this woman is insane. Hold on, I'm going to get to these comments. Let me get back into this.
Requires a logical explanation, not a unit of influencers that are taking money.
But that's not a logical question. You can't have a logical explanation if you don't present a logical query, logical question. Not this minutia.
Trying to convince us of the opposite. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a war for your mind. I think you understand that. And they put me on trial in a variety of ways. And I don't actually care because I'm built for this. I am not going to watch
I'm built for this.
Charlie Kirk, my friend, be assassinated in broad daylight, watch everyone turn their back on him for money, and sit back idly and allow it to still go. That doesn't work for me. And actually, I am so rested right now and so ready for war.
Oh my God.
They have, if the last 9-10 months was basically me feeling weakened, having watched.
Yo, she's gonna come to an ad soon.
Feeling like every day I was just sort of coming up for air. They're not going to like what comes next.
Ooh, is
I'm
that a threat?
100% ready for it.
Ooh, is that
And
a threat?
one of the biggest bombshells, which we're going to cover when we get back from a break, I know we're over time, but we got to do it, is Ben.
What did I tell you? She was gonna go on break. Y'all, we're gonna go on break too, right? So if y'all haven't heard my song Candy Rot, I might put the link to it, but let's do a little doo-wop, take a little break. Y'all go get you a snack or something, and let's listen to Candy Rot, right? I'm gonna go to the ladies' room. They are chaos agents. I agree.
She's love again at 2:30.
Hey, Deb.
Again.
We ain't scared of her.
Tinfoil tiara, nothing to do. She's got
I'll
a
be right
map,
back,
some
y'all.
string and glue. Connecting dots that never were true. Bless her heart, she's got a clue.
Back up, she's got a clue.
Well, maybe two.
Back up.
Ooh, maybe none.
Candy rot.
Candy rot.
Round and round that wagon rolls. Living rent free in rabbit holes. Got receipts.
Wait, maybe not.
Candy rot.
Candy rot.
Somebody unplug that Wi-Fi spot.
Shoo-ah, pull the plug
Before she ties another knot.
She found a shadow on the moon.
Doo-wop, doom and gloom.
Swears the mailman's a platoon.
She'll crack this case by end of June.
Hang on, I'm still connecting the roof.
She screenshots clouds for evidence.
Oh, the evidence.
Honey, that's called coincidence.
Just coincidence.
Candy rot.
Candy rot.
Round and round that wagon rolls. Living rent free in rabbit holes. Got receipts.
Wait, maybe not.
Candy rot.
Candy rot.
Somebody unplug that Wi-Fi spot.
Shoo-ah, pull the plug
Before she ties another knot.
We've been down this road before.
She closed one hole.
She found four more.
She found four more.
Bless her heart, we do adore
The absolute unhinged encore.
Oh, she's our girl.
Our glorious mess.
This is the part I like.
More or less.
Can't change the channel, we confess.
She wears this like a Sunday dress.
Like a Sunday dress.
Now she's gone completely dark.
Shoo up off the mark.
The Wi-Fi towers ate my spark.
She'll resurface after dark.
With 40 slides and a question mark.
Bless her heart.
Candy rot, candy rot.
Round and round she goes.
Where she stops,
Nobody knows.
got receipts.
I know y'all are digging it.
Somebody unplug that Wi-Fi spot.
Come on now. What? Candace Owens, I like it.
She's back online.
Oh no. Oh, the candy rot, the candy rot. Okay, man, she's giving me, look, y'all, I can't take enough screenshots of these facial expressions. She gives us too much content for real. You know, my husband had a talk with that. Y'all, I've been considering doing a final episode to our troubles with our neighbor's daughter, and I think they're worked out. Her father knows everything now. But she did send me a lot of pictures of herself. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, I think she just wants a little attention. So pray for the mentally unwell, please. And like Candace Owens, too. So let's get back. Look at that face. Look at that face. Huh? That's a face only a mother could love, or a grandmother or something. I don't know. This lady is just, I don't even know what to say. But these layouts are ticking me off. So let's skip on ahead to all her advertisement. I told y'all, look, dang, she's extra on that. Oh, wait. I got to see.
Shapiro's admissions. That's BattalionMedals.com. Good
Battalion,
night sleep trial. On there,
Cozy
he began his
Earth.
career.
Cozy Earth. I saw another one. Okay, now she's going to start
They had
ranting about
online.
Ben Shapiro.
There is a psychopathology there without question. Now, I kept saying that I don't know how, but I do feel that somehow Ben Shapiro was tied up in this.
She doesn't know how, but she knows
$1 million.
how.
His company is suffering, but he's giving $1 million. Turning Point USA. Erica allows him to open despite what she knows, which is that her husband didn't like this guy at AmFest. What is going on here? What is actually happening here? Then there was this really strange phone call that I had with Matt Walsh, and I did not know that Ben Shapiro was in
she's
town
dragging
on
all
this
these
date when
people
I had the
in,
phone
man.
call.
I'd be so mad at her.
I'll talk about that another time because we are pressed for time, but I explained to my team, I made it clear to them on that December day that I just feel like Daily Wire is somehow more involved in this, and I don't really know how. Well, guess what? The answer arrived. Ben Shapiro shared something that is stunning. It is crazy. When we left, we were talking about this car ride. Something is not right about this car ride to the hospital, which Brian Harpole is suing me over and using Ben Shapiro's lawyers and Ben Shapiro's brother-in-law to do so, right? Ben Shapiro's lawyers who have been suing.
Oh, y'all, now that I'm thinking about it, y'all, make sure you go check out Nicholas Brooks on YouTube, okay? Because apparently all the judges have recused themselves in that case, Brian Harpole. And let me just clarify what she's about to talk about, that they were updating Ben Shapiro. We don't know that that's what was actually happening. What was explained by Andrew Colvett is that because Candace Owens was still under contract until a certain date in 2025, they were just letting her contract run out. They didn't want her at speaking events. She asked to be at speaking events, and then Andrew Colvett always had to be the one to handle her. Go follow him on the X platform as well. So I said all that to say this, that she's about to try to tell you that they were in constant communication about Charlie's death all along the way. No, they called each one of them. So when she said that Andrew Colvett called her and said it was supposed to be you, that's not what he said. Because she was under contract, Ben Shapiro was also under contract, that they were covered under that same insurance policy. So they had to call them, make sure, hey, are you okay? This just happened. You know, are you okay? This is part of, it was protocol. It was just basic protocol, but she would have you believe that it was something more nefarious. So now she's intimating and accusing the Daily Wire in Charlie Kirk's murder, which is highly disgusting to me. Y'all, I'm working out my camera layout. So let me keep going until I figure
me and my
that
family
out.
for years because he can't earn, he has to steal. And the courts is a great way to do that. Violations. You violated a non-disparagement. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you into
right. And when she says that Charlie Kirk hated someone, Charlie Kirk hated no one.
bankruptcy. You can't win without stealing. Well, Ben Shapiro made this admission, which was shocking.
She was mad
about what took place in that very short car ride, approximate 7-minute car ride to the hospital after Charlie got hit. Ben Shapiro was receiving live updates from somebody in that vehicle.
Where's that near? We're in Boone County. We're near Beckley.
Take a listen.
And right outside of
I
Charleston.
remember where I was when all this was happening. I was in Los Angeles. I had sort of a breakfast/lunch meeting with somebody. And I got the news that Charlie had been shot, and my security was on the phone with Charlie's security because nobody knew what the hell was going on. Well, Charlie was still in the back of the car, and we were sort of getting updates along the way. There's visual timelines that show Charlie's body being carried to a vehicle within minutes of being shot. Apparently, he was still alive at the time. Again, I know that only because my security was talking to his security in the car.
Okay, so his security was talking to Charlie's security, which sounds like a very plausible and standard thing that it was protocol because Ben Shapiro was under contract with and I'll admit that I let Candace Owens influence my mind when it came to Ben Shapiro. Morgantown. So they clarified that it was definitely, oh, okay, I know where you are. I know where you are. I know where Morgantown is. Sorry about the dogs. Anyways, so basically it was standard protocol. So she would have you believe that it's something nefarious and that, oh my gosh, you know, blah, 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 blah. But that's not the case. That's not the case.
Somebody
Here she goes with her fake outrage.
make that make sense. Go ahead. You're going to have to
I just explained how it makes sense.
become a conspiracy.
Let me let you see my face when I say that. I just explained how how it makes sense. It makes complete sense, Candace. I'm mad I can't find my layout. This is ticking me off, y'all. It's really making me mad. I can't stand when StreamYard does this crap to me, and especially in the middle of a live stream. If it's a pre-record, hey, I don't care, whatever.
To make that make sense. This is the enemy of Charlie Kirk is
Is
telling
you.
you that he was receiving live updates during 7 minutes, critical minutes, while Charlie was bleeding in the back seat, while Brian Harpole, let's go back and actually show our diagram. Brian Harpole stipulates that it could.
And he didn't say I was receiving updates. And my what I heard was that he said my security team was in contact with his security team. She doesn't think they should be talking to his enemy. I know nothing logical makes sense to Candace, right? If it has logic to it, it can't be right. Hold on a second, y'all. Let me figure this damn layout out. It's pissing me off. I don't understand why this is doing this. Y'all, this is so annoying. So I got that one. I don't need that. Can I delete that? Let's delete it. So the side-by-side cropped. Maybe if I bring this down some, it'll show. I'm going to delete this one. Sorry, guys. We're going to get back to it because I really like to get it. And she keeps saying like she's being rushed and stuff. So I don't know why she's being all rushy. Like she wants to, oh, I know we already went over time. So we got to wrap it up. Let's get all these ads in there. Make sure we got our proper amount of super chats and super stickers that we're going to read tomorrow. So now she's hating on Ben, saying that he personally called, which it was my understanding what Ben Shapiro said was that his security team was in contact with Charlie's security
feet of gauze into Charlie's neck. And it couldn't have been Rick Cutler because Rick Cutler had him. He had the tattoo. He was holding his brother. He saw the tattoo.
I am fascinated by the Mothman lore and all of that.
Charlie's so tall, he was hanging out, and there's evidence of that because they caught a police tail. Then we have Frank Turek. Now, his story, I will say, is a little complicated. We are told he was praying in the back seat, but also Frank says that he started CPR, but Brian Harpole says no such thing took place because CPR would have been the wrong thing to do while he was bleeding. Gets a little Frank Turek is an option.
So if y'all caught the Sean Ryan interview, I have not watched all of it. I think Raven Grace was in process of covering all of that, and that's 4 hours and 44 minutes of her life that she will never get back, y'all. So in that interview, I did do a video on, you know, she was like, CPR, you got to do CPR, and I mean, it's common sense that if you don't know where the source of the blood is coming from, that you definitely want to get that plugged first, because every time you pump to try to get the heart started, you're pumping blood out of the person. So she's trying to intimate and insinuate that, oh, they didn't do CPR on him because they were trying to kill him. Yeah, Sean Ryan's dead to me too. He's a simp.
For sure. Yeah, Frank Turek is an option of someone who could have been statusing Ben Shapiro's security during this time. We've got Dan Flood and Justin Davis. Justin Davis was driving upwards to 100 miles per hour.
Look, y'all, and it is not uncommon that influencers, celebrities, whatever, will use the same security firm if it's big enough. I don't know how big Brian Harpole's security firm is. But, you know, Candace Owens is trying to get all this thrown out of court, saying that he inserted himself into the narrative by going on Sean Ryan's show. And then he was also on Paramount Tactical, which at that time, Paramount Tactical, that's what he does. Like, that's his thing. And she made all kinds of insinuations about him, which was really disgusting. But let's keep going.
Remember, his phone, he just didn't even realize while he was praying out loud, his kids were just left on the phone on FaceTime because that's what he was doing. So it can't be Frank. You're down.
What are
Bye-bye,
you
Brian.
talking about? What is she talking
Bye-bye,
about?
Rick Cutler. Justin.
She's insane.
Justin and Dan. In this dark game of guess who?
She says it in this dark game of guess who. You are the dark
Which one
one.
of you guys called
Candace Owens.
911? Because they've never said who called 911 because the 911 calls that were released show that neither of them called 911. Is there a missing 911 call? Why would we not have it? That's public information. Who called 911? Someone called 911 and then called Ben's security or answered Ben's security's call and provided updates. So Ben knew what was happening before the rest of the world found out around 12:38 p.m. By the time that video began making the rounds,
Ben Shapiro, she's blaming you. She's
back
saying
and check
you
on
had
X.
something to do with it.
Ben knew sooner.
She's a psychopath.
Because someone in that car informed his security that Charlie had been hit, rather than focusing on the chaos.
No, they were trying to inform you of the same thing because y'all were under contract with TPUSA. You half-wit. She's such a half-wit.
I know what my gut is telling me
Oh, God,
about
here we
Charlie's
go with this.
assassination. I've been clear on the fact that I believe Israel is involved, and I've been clear on the fact that there is something very dark about the history of Ben Shapiro, the way that he stalks and obsesses. I've made it clear on this show that it's getting to
But it's not strange how obsessed she is that she can't go one single episode without dropping the name of Erica Kirk nor Charlie Kirk. And her fans, her vicious, vicious, vicious hyena base will defend her at every cost,
to a point
every
when you
turn.
when you get fired from a company and for 2.5 years they stalk you via the court system. There's something that starts to feel
And then she released that thing that fired over a blue dress. First of all, Brett Cooper was wearing a blue sweater. It wasn't a blue dress. It wasn't baby blue like that. It was more like a royal blue, like a Duke blue,
dangerous
maybe.
about it. And I've been saying he's too close to this situation. Ben is just too close to this situation for someone who was not friends with Charlie Kirk.
No, that's a lie. Raven Grace, Britta No Soup for Knowles. Many people have highlighted the fact that, you know, Ben Shapiro spoke. I think one of the commenters, Tracy or Megan, said that he spoke at 2024 AmFest, was due for 2025. And when your name was dropped, girl, that was just a pundit. It was just to make somebody mad because they all know how you are. They all know how you act.
And the panic of which a bunch of influencers then tried to come out and persuade the public that this was normal, that they were all receiving that they're lying through their teeth. Tim Pool is lying through his teeth. He did not receive updates from somebody in that car about.
Depending on who you ask about Brett Cooper, so I don't know what to believe on that one. So apparently Reagan, who took her place now, was supposed to go with her. They had some disagreements about some contracts or something like that. She wanted to buy a farm, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But in my overall opinion, you know, they gave her an opportunity like they gave Candace Owens. And Candace Owens bragged that her team went with her. Brett Cooper's team went with her. Tucker Carlson said the same thing. And to me, it wouldn't be uncommon that your team would go with you, because if they don't intend on replacing your show, which it was the Candace Owens show, so what are they going to replace it with? That production team would not have a job anymore. So they would kind of have no choice but to go with you, is my assessment of it. Now, I do know for the larger networks, they have producers that stay and work with different talent. But I think in this scenario, it would not be uncommon that the production team would have no choice but to go with you if you were able to afford to have them. I unsubscribed. I did too. I couldn't stand it. Shia's performance. Yep. I agree with you. I hit docs last week on Facebook. Oh my God. All right, let's let this crazy maniacal woman get through this.
Charlie's status. Jeremy Boring, who just wanted to insert himself, jumped in and tried to pretend that it was my security that was getting those updates. I confirmed that that is a lie. They said they were not on the phone with anybody in that car during those crucial minutes. Okay? Jeremy Boring lied.
No, he didn't lie. What he was saying was they were reaching out. They were reaching out to you, to your security team. Apparently, Andrew Colvett was able to get in touch with you and say, hey, this is what's going on. But then you turned that into, oh, it was supposed to be me. Of course, you're going to make it about yourself.
Know so much that if somebody can provide evidence of who he was at lunch with, because I have a hunch.
She did leave. She wasn't fired.
Of who he was with in LA when this happened.
And they offered the contract to Reagan, which was one she couldn't resist because she didn't know what the future of Brett Cooper was going to be. I don't know what that whole situation was, but it seemed like a friendship did get dissolved. But when you're an adult, you're an adult. And man, I got to screenshot this face, y'all. Look at this face. I can't help it. I had about 10 screenshots. I got to stop it. I don't want to waste all my computer memory on her dumb self.
We'll put up $10,000 bounty on that piece of information.
This is painful.
Tips at CandaceOwens.com. 10,000 bounty. Just want to know who he was at lunch with. Because I don't like this. You know what my gut has told me? Who on Ben's IDF Israeli Mossad security apparatus team, former IDF, was receiving updates about Charlie's condition and why? And who was Ben Shapiro at lunch with? In fact, I'd like to know so much that if somebody can provide evidence of who he was at lunch with, because I have a hunch. I have a hunch of who he was with in LA when this happened. I will put up $10,000 bounty on that piece of information.
Who is stalking who? Ben Shapiro. She's putting bounties out on your head, man. Ben Shapiro. Did you hear that? This woman, this lunatic woman, and she accuses Ben Shapiro of stalking her. She just put a $10,000 bounty on some innocent person that was having lunch with Ben Shapiro. Oh my God, innocent person that was having lunch with Ben Shapiro. Man, you got a $10,000 bounty on your head. You got a $10,000 bounty on your head. Did you hear that, y'all? Please tell me you heard what I heard. That she just put a $10,000 bounty on a person that Ben Shapiro went to lunch with. Oh my God. You cannot make this up. You can, babe. He's not inside. Where's he at? I cannot. Is everything okay? So, if y'all know who Ben Shapiro was having lunch with on the dates in question, you could make $10,000. She does want them hurt. And she just accused him of stalking her. She just accused him of stalking her. Okay, now we got to go.
CandaceOwens.com. 10,000 bounty. Just want to know who he was at lunch with. I don't like this.
She even used the term bounty. Y'all, she even used the term bounty. Did you catch that? Oh my, I'm freaking out here. This woman, Lord, in the mighty name of Jesus, we pray protection over Erica Kirk, over Turning Point USA, and everyone involved. Ben Shapiro, his brand new baby and family. Oh my gracious. Hey, and Mr. Shapiro, did your wife go through prenatal pugilism like Candace Owens? I'm just curious. Oh my God, I can't believe she just said. She actually used the term bounty, y'all, for real. And look, she's about to go to break again.
You know what my gut has told me about the situation from the moment that it took place? I know what beyond my gut and beyond my dreams, the statement from Andrew Colvett, it was supposed to be you. Was it?
He's emphatically denied that. He did not say that. It was their security team getting in touch with her. So I know I've said it like 3 times in the live stream, but I find it highly important to reiterate and to be redundant and to repeat. Regina repeats, Regina reiterates, Regina redundizes. Look, they were only reaching out to her because she was under the same security insurance that they were. And so the security teams were reaching out to each other to make sure, A, were you safe? Did anything happen to you simultaneously? And remember, Raven Grace is reporting on this right now. Listen, Candace Owens said she feared the week before. She went dark. Then when she came back, she starts all this nonsense 4 days after Charlie Kirk's assassination. She is thanking her viewers for big donations for this investigation.
Was it? Is it fair to ask if it that when Charlie Hamptons, the phone call no one wants to address from Bibi Netanyahu, is it fair to ask the question?
Is it fair that you admit that you're lying because that's been strongly debunked too, and now you sound like Sucker Tucker Carlson? Y'all sound the same.
Question: if it was literally supposed to be me who was supposed to be back on tour with Charlie?
No, absolutely not.
Did he say no to killing Candace Owens?
You wish, girl. You wish.
And then did he become a liability because he said no? What did Charlie turn down from Bibi Netanyahu?
You wish, girl. You wish. You wish.
Well, Erica was there.
Stop it.
Again, the people that were present don't even want to acknowledge the phone call. I only got an acknowledgement that it happened from Erica in person.
We need to do a side-by-side of Tucker and Candace somehow where you see their body language, but also, hey, Milk Bar TV, Mr. Nathan Livingstone, I'll help you out on this one. So get Tucker saying that they sound exactly the same. They truly
and said,
do.
oh, he was just following up on a letter that Charlie wrote in May. Really?
I know, it never happened.
Bill Ackman's house, you put Bibi Netanyahu on the phone? And he's just like, hey, I got your letter. I want to talk about that letter.
That's a lie.
Months ago. This feels like a good time. I don't buy it, guys.
I don't buy it.
I think this is darker than we could ever imagine. I think
she starts doing stuff like this when she knows she needs to fill up time. She has nothing to fill up her time with.
Aaron Coleman put it in the correct terms when he said, Charlie said no to something way deeper and darker, to the Prince of Darkness.
Charlie said no to you, Candace Owens. Charlie Kirk said no to you on all fronts. That is the issue at hand. Charlie Kirk said no to you. He said no to the darkness. You are the darkness. There is no light in you, apparently. So, yes, he said no to you. But you want to make it that he said no to everyone else. No, girl. No. He said no to
Darkness
you.
himself.
You are the
I do
darkness.
believe that. We're going to find out more. I am on top of that car. Do not stop investigating, okay? All of these sidetracking stuff.
Do not stop stalking is what she truly means. So Ben Shapiro, your friend that you had lunch with, I know it's like dropping a bucket in the sea, but any of these 48 people that are watching on various platforms, please let Ben Shapiro know that whomever he had lunch with on the date in question with Candace Owens is talking about, that they're probably going to be looking into who he's had lunch with for the past year. So I would highly recommend you let your security team know that there's going to be psycho stalkers out there because there's a $10,000 bounty through her own lips. So I would put a restraining order on this lady, but I don't even know how you would go about doing any of that. She's insane.
These reports coming out, trying to say this person, even looking into this makes you put a target on Eric. Ignore the noise.
She didn't say Erica Kirk, but she was saying ignore the noise. We're not putting a target out on anyone. Keep doing it. And yes, I believe that she was probably in some kind of chat with Tyler Robinson, Lance Twiggs, and all of them.
Please ignore the influencers. They have chosen a side, okay? They have made a decision to tell their souls. And they're...
Tell their souls. She tried to say sell their souls, but she can't get it out. Y'all, what this woman is perpetuating, purporting, propagating, all of that, it is dangerous. It's very dangerous what she's doing. Make no mistake about that. And you see how she's intensifying right before she goes to a commercial break?
Reward for that, selling your soul, will be eternal. Okay? Ain't the reward you want, but it will be eternal.
Okay.
Eternal damnation is a reward of sorts, I suppose. That's my belief.
That's her belief. So why aren't you reading scripture? Read some direct scripture. I say John 10:10, the enemy only comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come so that you may have life and have it to the full, Jesus says. So what exactly is she saying here? She's saying what she believes. I'm not hearing any quoting of scripture. In fact, if anything that I see from her is mocking it.
Stay focused on this investigation. We will have so much more this week in terms of where we left off on what was going on in that car. We got an unbelievable tip about that piece, which we describe as looking like cardboard that was in the back. I believe this is what has caused the mass panic, the reports, the influencers attacking, naming me. It is meant to be a distraction, but I feel fortified right now. And I need the rest of you guys to as well. I need everybody to be focused, go max, get more information, keep pressing. They're already going to allow the trial to go through. Good. We will never get an opportunity to understand what rules over us.
Keep stalking. I'll keep paying you.
Then right now. Like this is the biggest opportunity for us to really stare this beast in the face. Everything is being exposed, just as Charlie expected.
Stop it.
He said his death would be associated with a wider awakening. And let me tell you right now, my eyes are wide open. Your eyes are wide open. Keep them.
Did Charlie Kirk ever say that his death would be associated with a wide awakening? I don't think that Charlie Kirk was that egotistical. I don't think that he had that hubris about him. Why would he even make a statement like that? Can anyone confirm, did Charlie Kirk say that his death would cause a great awakening? See, now she's just making shit up.
Wide open. Keep sending tips. Again, I am looking for specific information
Thank you.
regarding
I
the timing
didn't think
of
so.
when the K9 units were around. I know they were eventually sent on their way. They were not
MK
allowed
Ultra.
to enter the courtyard. That also became clear in testimony that they immediately closed the courtyard off to anybody but the feds. The FBI took over that region, so we can now reasonably assume that the paver was.
Okay, so she's going to talk about the paving over. So I want to take y'all really quick to Mr. Exclusive on the X platform, formerly known as Twitter. In fact, I'm about to put him on a milk carton because I haven't seen him in a little bit. This is Mr. Exclusive. Let me do it full screen. And he did a full piece on that. He went out to Utah and he did a full piece on the whole parking lot thing. So y'all please go check him out. He's at DocMaga1, DocMaga1. So he actually went out to Utah. It's down in his timeline, y'all. I'm so sorry. But anyway, he went out to Utah, spent his own money, went out there, is doing some investigation on things that, maybe whatever. So he went into an in-depth article regarding the paving over of the crime scene, that it's standard procedure, all of that. So y'all please go check out Mr. Exclusive. Sorry, I can't pull it up right now. I want to get through her damn live stream because I'm getting hungry. And I normally don't like to go over like an hour and a half to 2 hours. So we're going way over right now. So this is, wait, why did I pull her up? Shoot. Oh, I said I was going to pull up Mr. Exclusive. So Mr. Exclusive, this is him right here. So y'all make sure you go follow him because I got to tell you, he's got some good stuff out. All right. And I love those articles. I love reading them.
Telling the truth when he said that the FBI made the call because only the FBI was allowed to make calls
so full
about
of
what was going on in the
crap.
courtyard. The FBI then kept the bomb dogs away from the courtyard. The FBI.
They weren't bomb dogs. They weren't, listen to me, they were not bomb dogs. They were human, searching for human dogs, probably even like cadaver dogs, but they were searching for human. They were not searching for munitions, ammunition, bombs, guns, any of that crap. Stop it, Candace Owens. Stop it with your lies. You liar, liar, pants on fire. My layouts are being stupid again. But I'm just going to keep playing because we got to be done with this.
Evidentially to me,
Evidentiary
in my
to
opinion,
me.
engaged in a
In my
massive cover-up.
opinion. Oh, shit.
I will tell you that I had a sense immediately that Charlie was betrayed on September 10th. Immediately, I said he was betrayed. But I also had a
Hold the Oh, when did she tell everybody she had sensed and knew that Charlie was going to be betrayed, that he was being betrayed, all of that? Please tell me if you know. This is the best I can do with the layout right now. It's ticking me off. Wow, she
Sense they wouldn't
knew.
get away
She
with
was
it.
all
And I
knowing.
want to leave you with that optimistic note because we're not going to have, maybe we have time today to get into comments. I don't know. We will take a
See, I told you she's got to get there. Look at that. She's scratching that nose, y'all. That's Raven Grace called it. She's Adderalled out.
brief break here and we'll come right back and do a few comments actually.
So that's it. That's all she's going to do. That's all she's going to do, y'all. Look, and all these.
Week going back to the investigation. I do think some heads are going to roll. Blatant writes, greetings, beautiful people. Christos, Vincit, Christos, Regnat, Christos, Imperat. Christ conquers, Christ reigns, and Christ commands.
Was that Russian?
And I really need to work on my Latin. Sarah D writes,
It's
found an
Latin.
Australian article reporting police were investigating an accomplice, but that angle disappeared.
I
Some
know,
other
it's
stuff disappeared
terrible.
too. There was some other stunning testimony that
Do you think that we could get a drug test
we're
from
going to
you?
get in tomorrow. Now, Andrew Colbert is
Look how there's going to be some other stunning testimony that we're going to get into tomorrow.
reviving it, likely due
And they're buying her slot because we all know from her statements today that there's no way she watched that trial. There's no, I mean, not trial. I keep calling it was a preliminary hearing. There's no way that she watched that preliminary hearing. And she's been doing that lately. She's getting caught slipping. You know, she's like, oh, hold it right there. That's all we need right there. That's enough. That's enough.
to growing support for Tyler Robinson throwing Lance Twiggs to the Wolves. Yeah, I saw that too. They're like, well, what do you guys mean? Like, do you think that maybe Lance Twiggs? Yeah, we've been saying for a long time that Lance Twiggs is a federal asset. Like, why are you guys acting like all you guys kept saying was, oh, they dreamed it? Like, we have not spent hours upon hours upon hours for serious research that's been happening. People driving down to locations,
Hold on. People driving down to locations, taping.
speaking to people. Amazingly, Diligent Dennison went and spoke to the waiter.
All right, I'm going to drop the beans on Diligent Denizen. I've had enough. Look, do y'all remember when the California fires happened? Do y'all remember when the California fires happened? He went out there, and I knew somebody else that went out there. I'm not going to drop his name because he was really good about holding Diligent Dummy Denizen accountable. But there was a lot of backlash, and it had to do with underage kids, drinking, stuff like that. He was supposed to be out there reporting on the California fires, and I'll just say this is all
Allegedly.
right. But he never would let people pin him down and ask him questions. He never would come up with proper answers. And so, yeah, there's a lot of questions surrounding him. He did fade away for a little bit, and I knew he'd be coming back, but I never knew he would do this. So, shame on
Allegedly.
Diligent Dummy Denizen. He's disgusting. So, just like, anyway, so many others.
Down in Panguitch. More is going to be coming out about that. And then they just keep pretending like it's all a joke. Like they were just going to keep this up and feed slop. Oh, Candace is Miss Cleo. She dreamed it. Oh, look at this old clip of Candace making fun of herself regarding thunder and lightning. See,
Absolutely, we're going to do it because that's what you're doing too. And let me tell you, the internet is going to do what the internet does. Go ahead and bring all these people, these gross people on. We already know the rap sheets on, I think, Project Constitution, Mitch Snow, all of them. And trust and believe, y'all, look, she's stupid.
she's dumb. Did you guys really think that was going to work? Who's making these decisions in the boardroom? Like, who's the idiot that thinks that that is going to be sufficient enough to stop this investigation? I
The
told you
dogs
guys
can't even
from
handle
the
her.
very beginning. Charlie went out and a light bulb came on. The dreams he was having in 2018 that were vivid, I started having vivid dreams, right?
Stop it. Stop it. Here she goes with that X-Men shit again.
I'm ashamed of them. Keep playing the clips. Keep playing the clip.
Are you mad at Elizabeth Lane for having a dream that Charlie visited her too?
Because this feels so much bigger right now. It's definitely bigger than me. It's as big as Charlie predicted it, like I said. Cheryl Wells writes, my mom died this past Christmas Eve and was a strong supporter of Israel. Watching this, I hope in heaven that she finally knows. Thank you for all that you do. Yeah, I think about that sometimes too, of people who just genuinely didn't understand how evil that nation is.
Look, she doesn't know how to handle when people share their personal lives. That's how selfish she is. We're almost done,
Being
y'all.
revealed, and it's for them. They don't know how to put the
Thank
toothpaste back in the
God.
tube. Amara Musa writes, you can't do CPR on a car seat without a backboard. Yep, we mentioned that. The order should have been call 911 and stop.
Stop it. You don't know that. You weren't there, and you shouldn't have done CPR before you stopped the bleeding anyway, dipsticks. Look, y'all, all she's going to do is, that's all, y'all. I can't watch anymore. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. Danks, Bays, Coach Cullen, Jesse on steroids. This woman's insane. Y'all, my dog is going. Oh my God. Y'all, that's all I can handle today. I thank you for rocking with us. Join us Wednesday. My buddy Grumpy is coming back, and she was fired. Exactly. She was fired in 2019. Yes. I think she was still under contract for some things. But at the end of the day, they could choose whether they had her as speaking engagements, and they were just kind of letting her contract run out, is my understanding. So anyway, y'all, that's all we've got. Join us Wednesday, Grumpy Tech Bro at Grumpy Tech Bro on the X platform, formerly known as Twitter, is now Grumpier Tech Bro, but his handle is still Grumpy Tech Bro. He's going to be joining me Wednesday. We're going to be talking about websites. Do you have a website? Have you ever dreamt of wanting a website, and what all goes into it? And we found a couple of websites that look like they qualify for website emergency. So he's a website doctor. We're going to call him and get his assessment on a couple of things and some things to keep in mind, and what you want to do if you're going to start a website, or you have an existing one that maybe you're not sure what to do with, and all of that. So thanks for joining, y'all. My name is Regina Connell with Wild and Wired Media, where the coffee is strong, the opinions are stronger. And today, Candy said a lot. She said a lot, and she lied a lot. Y'all, thank you for joining me. Thank you for commenting. She did steal Blex, and they said that when they did the financial audits that it was just so bad. I think Charlie had to buy it back or something. It was a crazy story. Y'all, send me what you know. My DMs messages are always open, and I'm pretty good about getting back to you. So I'm getting out of here. I cannot believe this. We've been live for 3 hours. Y'all, that's more than I can bear. This is Grumpy Tech Bro. That's the background. Hold on. I think I have the overlay somewhere. No, I don't. I'm sorry, Grumpy. Oh, yes, I do. Right here, Grumpy. That's Grumpy Tech Bro. So he's going to be joining me Wednesday. We're going to be talking about what is the health of your website. And if you're considering starting a website, well, what should you keep in mind? All right, y'all. That's all I got. We'll catch you on the flip-flop.
Rise and shine. It's a brand new day. Got the world on my mind. Ain't no time to play. Chasing dreams, running fast, feeling no delay. We're the watchdogs, always watching what they say. Eyes wide open, we're taking what's ours. Breaking through the silence, aiming for the stars.